Hello, JM football fans, and welcome to the historic Monroe Stadium in downtown Fredericksburg for tonight's Battlefield District opener of the 2018 football season between the visiting Chancellor Chargers and your James Monroe Yellow Jackets. Welcome to the Union Bank and Trust pregame show, Fredericksburg leader in banking and financial solutions. On behalf of Union Bank and Trust, I'm Herman Kay alongside Bob Blackburn for tonight's big game for both teams. Bob, the field looks to be in excellent shape after all the rain in the area.
What a smart move they made, putting the tarp down on the sidelines and all that. And the field itself, it was all chewed up. Now it looks great.
It looks to be in great shape. And tonight is also football alumni night for the program, as the 2008 state championship team will be honored at halftime. What a team that 2008 team was, Bob. We remember it well down at Liberty University.
Yeah, if we'd known that was going to be the last state championship for a while, we probably would have partied harder after the game.
We were talking just before we went on the air about some of the players on that team. Well, that team led by quarterback John Jackson and receiver Devontae Atkins defeated Brookville 50-46 at Liberty University, to claim the fourth state title in Survey's era of football at James Monroe High School. Well, it seems like forever since the 2018 Jackets have taken the field, as Hurricane Florence literally put a damper on things as she rode up the East Coast. Last week's game took place Wednesday, and the Jackets were out of sort from the beginning, losing to Petersburg by the score of 50-21. Finding themselves in an early 14-0 hole, the Yellow Jackets raced back to take a 21-14 halftime lead behind three Zach Davis touchdowns to sophomore receiver Aiden Ryan. Zach Davis brings his touchdown total to 8 on the season, while Ryan has scored 5 touchdowns on the season. Passing game of the Yellow Jackets seems to be a bright spot early in the season, but the record remains at 1-3. The running game, while capable, has been spotty, and the run defense has been an issue for the JM Jackets defense. So Yellow Jackets, Bob, will be kicking off to Chancellor. Chancellor in their gray pants, white jerseys. Is that burgundy numbers?
Yeah, it has to be burgundy, yep.
And the Yellow Jackets in their traditional orange pants, black jerseys with white numbers trimmed in orange. So we're just about set for high school football here on a pretty good night late in September. Yellow Jackets kicking off to Chancellor. Relatively slow kick, bounces around, finally picked up, and he's nailed at the 24-yard line. That's where Chancellor will set up shop to open up this football game.
Yeah, it looks like to me, since the last time they played against Petersburg, it looks like the downfield coverage is a little bit better. So that's a good thing.
Hopefully they will hit that stride tonight, Bob. The last time we were here was the the Charlottesville game, where the Yellow Jackets had their way with Charlottesville. So it's Chancellor 1st and 10 at their 24-yard line. You got a receiver split to the near and far side of the field. Quarterback under center. Hands it off, stumbles forward, picks up a couple of yards. That's number 7 on the carry for Chancellor. And that was Chris Scott on the carry. He's a junior.
We'll call him Chris.
Yep. Or Scott.
No, it's Scott. Scotty, right?
Scotty.
Okay, here we go.
Pick up a 3 yards on that opening carry. Second and about 7 yards to go for Chancellor. Huge hole around the left side, out near the 35 to about the 34. That might be a Chancellor first down. Moving the yard mark on the far side of the field just signaled that it is a first down. So on that first possession by the Chargers, they pick up a first down with a first and 10 yards to go at their 34-yard line. Man in motion, he stops, hands it off, kind of a counter play, and no gain on that running play, setting up a second down. Well, they're going to give him a yard and a half on that run.
And that looked like a good deception. I don't know whether he'll pull it out, an option later on, but that looked like a good deception.
Well, he certainly deceived me. I
right.
didn't know who had the ball in the backfield. Here we go, second down and 8 yards to go for the Chargers. Quarterback under center, 2 receivers to the near side, and the quarterback keeps the football. Nice juke move. He's at midfield, a little stiff arm, and finally pulled out of bounds in front of the JM bench, but not in. That's Trevin Evans, 10th grader, the quarterback, picked up a huge gain on that play, and they moved the chain on the far side of the field. First down for Chancellor at the James Monroe 46-yard line.
Yeah, I was looking through the field glasses there. It looked like that might have been a busted play, and he just took off with it.
Yep.
But we'll give him credit. Say it was a good fake.
Yeah. Put that one in the playbook, right?
Oh yeah.
First and 10 for Chancellor. James Monroe, 46-yard line. Quarterback under center, sends a man in motion, hands it off, quick hitter up the middle, down inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line.
Early on, it looks like Chancellor has a decent running game, and they're not using a whole lot of imagination, but they're using a lot of grit, and they're coming down the field.
And that running back, Bob, for Chancellor, number 7, Scott, has some size on him, too.
He does.
Looks to be about 6'1", 6'2". Second down and 3 yards to go for the Chargers at the JM 39. Man in motion. And again, they give it off to Scott. Scott fighting his way for that first down. It's going to be a little bit shy of picking up the first down. Good pursuit and pushback by James Monroe, denying Scott that first down.
Bring up third down and 1.
So they don't put him in a passing situation yet, and it'd be interesting to see if this guy can throw too.
Third and a yard to go for Chancellor at James Monroe's 37-yard line. Got a receiver split to the near and far side of the field. One lone setback. Quarterback under center. Turns, gives it off to the big. No, he keeps the football himself. Gets the first down and more down near the 30-yard line.
Great fake into the line,
yes.
I tell you what.
Nice looking drive to open up this football game by Chancellor. Chancellor and James Monroe, Bob, match up tonight with identical records of 1 and 3. So a lot at stake. Opening Battlefield District game tonight. And again, nice run into the secondary. 10-5 into the end zone, touchdown. Scott with a 30-yard touchdown run, pretty much untouched ball.
Wow.
It was off guard on the left side, huge hole, and Scott raced it in from 30 yards out. Chancellor on the board here, 6-0. Getting set for the PAT here. A lot of shifting out there. Kicker getting set there. The snap, the hold, the kick. It is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 8:16 to go in this opening quarter. Didn't take the Chargers long, Bob.
Now, you often wonder at the beginning of the game if you give, win the toss and then you give it to the other team and then they march down the field. It's kind of like, okay.
8:16 to go. Timeout on the field. The score, it's Chancellor 7, JM nothing. Back after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. 8:16 to go in this opening quarter. 7-0 Chancellor. And Chancellor's lone win on the season came against cross-county rival Riverbend a couple of weeks ago. The key to the Chargers' offense is the fullback, and we just saw a pure example of that as Scott raced it in from 30 yards out.
Yeah, he's a power runner and has some speed, so
yes,
can't beat that.
Could be a problem for the Yellow Jackets tonight if they don't make some defensive adjustments. Here's a kick, short end-over-end kick taken at the 25. And a tough, hard hit by number 20, Gerard Washington. And guess what, Bob? He's a freshman.
Oh, my God.
Hate to see this guy in 3 years, huh?
Yeah, we were kind of bragging a little bit about JM. Oh, we have a couple freshmen on our team. So does everybody else.
Yes. So the freshman just introduced himself to a JM player with a hard hit. Yellow Jackets will have it 1st and 10 at their 32-yard line. Got a receiver split to the near side of the field, and he's a good one at 6'2", Brandon Woolridge. And they throw to Woolridge, and an extra flag coming out. It might have been, Bob, some extra stuff out of bounds by a Chancellor player. Let's see if it's going to be against Chancellor.
It's our first penalty of the game, and it'll be kind of crucial here, right?
Yes, right off the bat. Nice pass and run by Woolridge, and referees are talking. They're going to spot it at the 40-yard line, but we have to wait and see. Personal foul against Chancellor. Yeah, it was some extracurricular stuff, like a little elbow to the jaw on that play.
I tell you what, you got the greatest eyes in the whole business here. Wow.
I just in a position to pick up that dirt ball. Haven't played this game myself.
Okay, that's right.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the Chancellor 35-yard line. Pass across the middle. Woolridge with the catch. And that's going to be close to another JM first down. They're going to spot it at the Chancellor 35-yard line. If that's the case, going to be a little bit shy. About 6 inches shy.
I like the play selection. Let Zach get his confidence here with these short passes, and then let Ryan go down the sidelines for us.
Woolridge, great size for a receiver at 6'2". 4 wideouts for the Yellow Jackets, man in motion to the far side, and that's going to be a run by number 25, Deontay Curry, and Curry picks up the first down.
Yeah, Jackets are on a roll here.
Yep. Moving the ball against Chancellor. Might be that type of game tonight, Bob, where whoever has it last will win.
We'll take that as long as we get the ball last.
Yeah, if we the last ones to score.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 coming out for the Yellow Jackets, that's Turner White. Got a receiver split to the far side, Deshaun Smith. And the Yellow Jackets all bunched in there on the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be number 25 on the carry, Curry. And he's going to be pushed back. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but tough going inside against this tough Chancellor defense.
And these guys look tall and strong out there, and so the Jackets, I think, probably would be best to keep mixing it up with run and pass.
Head coach Jeff Gessner brings the Chargers into Morris Stadium on the heels of a 54-31 loss to Liberty High School. 2nd and 10 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at the 35 of Chancellor. And a pass over the head of Woolridge. Even if he had caught that, Bob, I don't know how much running room he had.
Yeah, they're getting on to number 2 here.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to maybe look around here.
Are we getting a timeout? Yes, we are. Let's catch a breath here for a minute. Right? 6:11 to go, opening quarter for Maury Stadium. 7-0, Chancellor will be back. with a 3rd and 10 facing the Yellow Jackets. While we were away, they ran a play, and the Yellow Jackets faced with a 4th down and about 2 yards to go, Bob. So they picked up good yards on that 3rd down play.
Ryan got that. He came by and took the snap from right in front of Zach and made great yardage because at the end he tacked on a couple more than he had.
So 4th down and 2 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets at the Chancellor. We'll say 26-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Zach turns, hands it off, and no gain. And Chancellor holding on that 4th down play. So number 34, the running back on that play, had no chance. Edward Hampton Jr., Bob, didn't have a place to go.
Yeah, they're every time they've tried to go inside or close to it, it's been the same result. So they need to make note of that.
So the Yellow Jackets drive stalls at the Chancellor 30-yard line, where the Chargers will have it 1st and 10. I think I might need a cough drop here in a minute.
I can dig one out over here, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob has a bag that he brings. Look at this guy run.
Oh my
shedding
goodness.
tacklers on the far side out near midfield.
Wow, they have quite a running game here.
Yes. And then Yellow Jackets unable to stop this running game for Chancellor. Huge gain on that play. 1st down, 1st and 10 yards to go for the Chargers at their 48-yard line. 5:06 to go in this opening quarter, 7-0 Chancellor. Yellow Jackets have got to step it up on defense. Chargers, otherwise, will run them right into the ground. And that's going to be a run around the right side.
And that was all muscle yardage there. He just pushed his way forward.
So we talked about it earlier. The key to the Chargers offense is the fullback, Scott. Big and physical runner who will carry the ball between 20 and 25 times a game. 2nd and 5 yards to go at the JM 48-yard line. Quarterback under center. And that's Scott on the carry. Picks up a couple of yards down to the JM 45-yard line.
He's just a big, strong guy, and it's going to be the same story, I think, tonight.
Well, they've got a double threat in that backfield, Bob. We talked about Scott, but I also expect Kim Carruthers. He's a change of pace scat back in that backfield who will also get carries. 3rd, 2 yards to go at the JM 45-yard line. Man in motion. And that's going to be the quarterback. He's going to be pulled down short of getting the 1st down. So 4th down. Will the Chargers go for it here?
You know, the way they've been moving the ball, I would be tempted, but it looks like he might just go ahead and. Well, he's going to talk to the quarterback anyway.
Fourth and a long yard to go for Chancellor. 3:15 and counting down in this opening quarter. Glad to have you along tonight on Cox Channel 83, Verizon Channel 41. And that's a late pitch and a first down. Missed tackles down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Yellow Jackets guessed wrong on defense. They were stacked up in the middle, Bob. And what does Chancellor do? They go around the end.
Yeah, it was a smart move because when you hand off to your running back, and he's been doing so well, you know, they figured they were going to try him again, and wow, pulled the ball out. And
yeah. So here we go. 1st and 10 yards to go for Chancellor at the James Monroe 34-yard line. 2 receivers to the far side of the field. Handoff to Scott, rather. Scott was tackled right at the line of scrimmage. See if we can't pick up a couple of JM players. Number 42, Dana Reynolds, picking up where he left off. Always seems to be around the football.
Yeah, he does. He's quick and he's strong as an ox.
Yes.
Yeah.
Playing right in the middle. Get an illegal formation against the Chargers. So that would let a little steam out of this drive.
Yeah, the 2 penalties in the game have been against Chancellor, so that'll help a little bit.
Penalty is declined. 2nd down is
so
right about 10 yards to go there.
What happened to the penalty call?
I think what they decided was he made such a negligent gain on that they would go ahead and take the down.
Okay. 2nd and 10 yards to go. I would have taken a penalty. 2nd and 10 yards to go for Chancellor. Quarterback. That's going to be.
Handoff to number 7, Croissant Scott, down to the 30-yard line.
Croissant Scott
6 yards to go.
On the carry.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yep. 3rd, and we'll say 6 yards to go for Chancellor. Nose of the football sitting right at the James Monroe 30-yard line. Under 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. If you're just joining us, it's Chancellor 7, James Monroe nothing. You can also join us on the World Wide Web at regionalwebtv.com. And number 60 and number 22 in on the stop. Hildebrand in on the stop for the Yellow Jackets, along with Rashawn Whitaker. So 4th down play here for the Yellow Jackets. 4th, and we'll say 6 yards to go for Chancellor. A little bit different situation here, Bob. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, that's pretty ambitious there, but then they figure, if they come up maybe a yard short, then still deep enough in JM territory.
Roman, the receiver, to the far side of the field. 1 to the near. Quarterback under center, dropping back, rolling to his right, throws a pass, and it's over the head of the intended receiver. So the Yellow Jackets defense hold and will get the football with 51 seconds to go in this opening quarter.
First throw for the Chancellor quarterback, and a little high.
Yep. So not only will we see some of the stars of the past of the year 2008 in that state championship team, but class of 1968 are celebrating that class reunion. So you would think that class is here tonight. And a pass wide open, and he drops the pass. Aiden Ryan.
Yep.
Boy, if I bet if you threw that to Aiden, Bob, 10 times, he'd drop 1.
1 at it, and catch it 9 times.
Yes.
And add 5 touchdowns.
He's a great target. That time he wanted to run before he actually caught the football. And he's coming out to take a break here. So the Yellow Jackets faced with a 2nd and 10 from their 30-yard line. Trips to the far side of the field, 1 to the near, rolling to his left. Zach, and it's going to be picked off on the far side of the field. Zach was lazy with that pass.
Yeah, and he's rolling to his left, and he's got to set up to get a good pass.
Yeah, you got to set your feet when you're throwing the ball against your body particularly. And we see him do that play a lot, don't we, Bob?
We
Where
do.
he rolls
Yep.
to his left, being a right-hand passer. That's a difficult, even for the best of them, like Bob Blackburn.
His had a little less arc than mine did. It was straight up and
Bob Blackburn, the man that invented the jump pass.
There you go. Oh, got to see sometime.
Yeah.
38 seconds to go in the fourth.
So the interception by Chancellor, giving them the ball. First intended to James Monroe, 44. Timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here with 37 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. Been pretty much all Chancellor, Bob. The Yellow Jackets had 2 possessions and came up with nothing. And the interception there to give Chancellor another shot in JM territory. So Yellow Jackets have not began to focus and concentrate on the job at hand, have they?
No, and I always I hate to belabor the point, but every time the other team scores first, they seem to lose a little bit of confidence, and takes them a while.
So momentum is very important to this JM team. If they can strike first, well, in the Petersburg game, they were down 14-0, but roared back to take the lead at the half. But then the floodgates opened in the second half, and they were never in a position to catch up, losing big in that football game. First and 10 for Chancellor, and that's Scott on the carry. He's a monster of a running back. Puts both hands around that football, gets it down inside the 40 to the 37-yard line.
Second down.
Yeah, they just have their bread and butter rolling for them.
Well, I guess you could say they're dancing with who brung you. And it's that running game. Second and about 3 yards to go. Receivers split to the near and far side of the field. And a quarterback with a late pitch. And he turns it upfield into the secondary. And Warridge finally riding him out of bounds on the far side of the field. Yellow Jackets defense not up to par thus far.
And they're getting out muscled up front there, and they have made some decent stops, but not consistently.
Timeout in the 1 quarter of play here at Maury Stadium. 7-0 Chancellor back after this. Welcome back as we begin the second quarter of plays. Yellow Jackets trailing 7-0. Bob, what will they have to do? They look flat defensively and offensively. Of course, this is a big rival game. You would think that these kids could get up for a Chancellor team.
Yeah, you would think, and I think what it's going to take is for somebody on the D side to take the leadership and make some real sacrifices.
So they're going to have to, they got to feel it, don't they?
Yeah.
Got to feel it deep down inside.
Yeah, they do. And if they wait until halftime to try to get them to feel it, it's gonna be rough.
And all week long, they've been running highlights of that 2008 state championship team on Facebook in different places. Mm-hmm. You would think some of these kids would watch it and let that inspire them. And that's going to be a pass down in the corner of the end zone, and it's touchdown. Is it caught? Yes.
I think so, yeah. Yep.
So We'll say a 25-yard touchdown pass from the quarterback.
The touchdown pass will be complete for the Chargers. Extra point upcoming.
Didn't catch that number either. That guy.
Who caught the pass?
I don't know if it's a 1 or a 2, so that just took his helmet off. Looks like a 1.
Still, we'll find out who caught that pass. What did we say? How long was it, Bob?
I think you said it was a 20-yarder.
Yeah. So 13-0 Chancellor with a late man coming on for the special team play here. Extra point. Now we're getting a delay of game. Flag coming out. It's going to be a delay of game against Chancellor.
The offense back about 5 yards.
So the Yellow Jackets, this is a time when your leaders on the team will step up and start hitting some of your players in the chest to jumpstart them and get them going.
Yeah, this next drive for JM coming up is going to be real crucial.
25-yard extra point attempt here. We'll definitely see what kind of kicker they have on this extra point. Low snap, falls on the ground. He's going to dump it off and going to be pulled down. So that extra point attempt by Chancellor, no good. And the Yellow Jackets come up big defensively on that extra point attempt. Timeout, 11:57 to go. 13-0 Chancellor back after this. We're back here at Maury Stadium on a nice night. We've been here when it's been a lot hotter than this, haven't we?
We have, and this almost feels real.
Yes. Nice crowd on hand for this and an onside kick. And was it taken by... They had a player for Chancellor who had all the opportunity in the world, Bob, to catch that ball, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds by a Chancellor player, so he touched it, thus no penalty. Yellow Jacket have it 1st and 10. Let's see, what's the call here? First and 10 for James Monroe at their 46-yard line. You know what I'd do, Bob? I'll throw the bomb on his first play.
You know, I was thinking the same thing. Let's just go ahead and do it.
Well, that's one thing about us being around forever. We think alike.
We do.
And that's going to be a loss of yards in the backfield.
And that bomb blew up.
Yep. In my hand.
It blew up in his hand.
So, Curry got the handoff, went wide around the right side, and he lost about 5 yards on that running play, setting up a second down, 15 yards. But they didn't do what we asked them to do.
No,
you got to throw it.
All right, let's see if they get it this time.
You got
3 receivers.
I'm sorry, Bob. 3 receivers to the near side of the field, operating from the gun. The quarterback looking, throws a pass up the sideline. It's caught, but was he in? He was out of bounds. Got to lead him a little bit more to the inside. Zach, that led him out of bounds. Came up with the catch, but they don't count those, do they?
No, you know, he did. Just got to put a little loft on that on that ball.
And he can do it. We're talking about Zach Davis, quarterback. 6'5", 180. I watched him pretty close in warm-ups today. He was hitting receivers like you wouldn't believe.
He's got a deadly arm. There's no question about that. And with a little confidence and a little luck on the receiver side, he threw one tonight that might have been a touchdown pass if had been caught. Ooh, penalty, big time.
Yeah, major penalty against Chancellor. Yellow Jackets don't want this thing to get out of hand here, Bob. Trailing 13-0. We saw this down at Petersburg. They were able to come back down 14-0. And take the lead. So they're certainly capable of coming back in this football game. 3 receivers to the near side, and that's going to be batted down by number 2. I watched this kid, Elijah Hamilton, Bob, for Chancellor. He's the guy, you remember the hard hit early in the football game?
Oh, yeah.
It was this guy, Hamilton, and again, it was Hamilton who batted down that pass from quarterback Zach Davis. So he's an athlete.
He's a Josh Norman.
Yep. Number 5 coming out for James Monroe. That's Turner White. Yellow Jackets with an obvious, I would think, passing down here. Second, 10 yards to go. 4 wideouts for James Monroe. Here comes the rush. Yellow Jackets pick it up. Zach's going to throw it, and he bobbled the football. That was Ryan, the intended receiver. So that falls incomplete. Stopping the clock with 10:55 to go. Zach having a tough night tonight. I'm not going to put it on Zach. I'm going to put it on the entire team. Not playing their best football thus far with 10:55 to go.
Well, he came around to the left side again, and he's got a strong arm, but when you're rolling out and you don't set, hard to do.
Here we go, 3rd and 10 yards to go. 4 wideouts, and Zach's going to rifle a pass with the catch. That's Woolridge. They needed 10 yards, Bob. Woolridge went it down and made his cut 12 yards downfield. And it's enough for a James Monroe first down.
Yeah, here we go. Maybe this is the spark here.
That's right. Could be the spark they need. Because I don't think this Chancellor defense is good enough to shut the Yellow Jackets down.
No, not completely. No way.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the Chancellor 32-yard line. Zach Davis awaits the snap from center. It was movement, but no call. Now they blow the whistle. Chancellor players were shouting and pointing at the JM offense, so it might be a false start against James Monroe. No indication.
He's going to mark it off against JM.
It should give us an initial indication.
You're thinking of the TV refs.
No comparison.
Right. Okay.
So 5-yard penalty against the Yellow Jackets. 1st and we'll say 15 yards to go for James Monroe. Ball back out to the Chancellor 37-yard line. Zach looking, plants, fires a pass wide open. Number 15. And bulls his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
37-yarder.
37-yard touchdown pass. Jakari Struthers on the receiving end of that Zach Davis touchdown pass. So, well, they must have heard us. Go deep. Perfectly thrown ball by Davis. And Struthers, he had to wait on the football.
Yeah, but when he got it, though, the guy that was covering him could not.
No. Extra point attempt here by the Yellow Jackets. Snap, the kick gets up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. We got another new ball game here now. 10:37 to go. 13-7 Chancellor. We'll be back after this. Back here at Murray Stadium, it's amazing, Bob, when you score, the noise level picks up.
Yeah, and and when the noise level picks up, the enthusiasm picks up, and so on and so forth.
It's contagious, and we'll see if the Yellow Jackets can take that touchdown pass and build on it and get back into this football game. Yellow Jackets set to kick off to Chancellor. Here's your kick. It's a squib kick along the ground, picked up, and about a 4 or 5 yard return, and nothing more than that.
Hope that was a spark.
Yep. I mean, I don't want to be premature in what I'm seeing, but they seem to be a little bit more spirited on that coverage. Would you agree?
I would agree. It's amazing that high school kids, you got to light up their adrenaline, right?
Bring it to work with you in the lunch pail.
Oh, yeah.
Let me open up this adrenaline here.
Well, I've heard of opening up a pail, but a can of it or whatever. Okay.
First and 10 yards to go for Chancellor, and that's Scott.
42-yard line, 2nd down and 7.
Is this the second game we've had where we've had a running back named Scott?
I think it has. Yeah, it sounds so familiar. It was
brings back memories of a guy that could run the ball for JM, Leon Scott.
Oh yeah,
member of that class of 1968.
Leon, I remember him.
Yep. 2nd and 7 yards to go. Chancellor at their 42-yard line. And that's Scott again on the carry out across the 45 to the 48-yard line. Some of the JM players coming up. Number 32 in on the tackle. That's Garrett Rogers, Bob, 5'9", 140 junior.
Yeah, come on, James. Get in the backfield here and get stop this guy before he gets rolling. He is strong.
If they stop him here and set up 4th down, you could bet Chancellor might punt the football. 3rd, 2 yards to go. And that's Scott on the carry. And I don't think so. It's going to be a left or right foot mark here. They get the left foot, Bob. They're in business. That referee moved it up. They're going to say they got to take a timeout measure. He marked it with the wrong foot.
Yeah, I thought he might have moved it back a little bit, but then.
And guess what? It is that play. The line of scrimmage is right directly in front of us. And and I'm eagle eye.
Kidding. And you're saying that it's going to be
short.
Oh, good. Okay.
About 6 inches.
I like it when you talk like that.
About 3. I was wrong. That's the second time this year.
Yeah. You have called somewhere I went, oh no, man, that's about a foot more than that.
But I was dead wrong on that one. So Chancellor keeping this drive alive with the 1st down at their 49-yard line. 8:55 left in this first half. Chancellor up 13-7. Yellow Jackets have got to come to life defensively. Flag coming out. And my goodness. And the ball came out. JM coming up with the fumble. Boy, you could actually hear the pads up here.
Oh, you could. Let's see if you get a number. You get a number of that truck?
That's going to be number 7. You know that is Aiden Ryan. Woo! Textbook tackle. Squared the shoulders up. Helmets never came into play. Perfect tackle.
I heard the pads. Wow. Boom.
So the Yellow Jackets, penalty on the play, but the Yellow Jackets will take the play, thus getting the football. 4 wideouts for James Monroe. Latecomer coming onto the field for the Yellow Jackets. Here comes the blitz. The Yellow Jackets pick it up. That's going to be a pass Up the field with the catch and steps out of bounds. Brandon Warwish with a long reception. And the first down deep down into Chancellor territory in the red zone. So the Yellow Jackets, Bob, trying to put something together here.
Got a little gas on that fire. Here we go.
Yes.
First and 10, ball on the 20-yard line.
Perfectly thrown ball by Zach Davis, and Warwick, one of the better receivers on this football team. First and 10 yards to go, and that's going to be a fade pattern in the corner of the end zone with the catch. It is good. Aiden Ryan. That's going to be a about a 16, 17-yard touchdown pass from Zach Davis to Aiden Ryan. And the Yellow Jackets, Bob, could go ahead here with a converted extra point attempt.
Here we go, Wahoos.
Yellow Jackets coming back in this football game. Number 22, Parker Hildebrand with the extra point. It is good. Just like that, the Yellow Jackets have come all the way back and taken a lead. 8:25 to go in this first half. It's James Monroe 14, Chancellor 13. Back after this. Welcome back. With each touchdown, the decibels, the loudness goes up here in the stadium. The Hay Song. Yellow Jackets set to kick off to Chancellor. They have clawed their way back into this football game high. End over end kick taken at the 12. Around the left side, 15, 20, and pounded out across the 25. Flag on the play. Probable holding call against Chancellor. Usually it's that kickoff team that like the block in the back.
Yeah, yeah, it is awful tempting. I think you come down, you got a load of speed going, you know, and the guy changes direction. Oops.
Yep. So easy to happen. So, Bob, we have never. Well, it's going to be difficult now for us to catch a T-shirt. Deputy Superintendent Marcy Cadlett. I thought it was almost in the window. It makes it difficult now because we got glass windows. Before it was all open.
That's right, and we had a chance. Anyway, the penalties against JM, so it must have been a face mask or something like that.
So Chancellor with good field position here after that penalty against the Yellow Jackets. First and 10 for Chancellor at their 40-yard line with 8:18 to go in this first half. Let's see if the Yellow Jackets have picked it up defensively. Man in motion, run, up the middle, maybe a yard on the play. Nothing more than that.
Got a little electricity going here.
Yep.
Nice job, guys.
No flag. The referees were talking about something, but
Sideline warning against the Yellow Jackets.
try to get everybody back from the sideline. Nice gesture for them, give them a warning ball.
Yeah.
Here we go, 2nd and 9 yards to go. Pitch, run, left side. You got to cut that stuff off, and the Yellow Jackets swarm to the ball. Might have picked up a yard, setting up a third, and about 8 yards to go for Chancellor.
I can't believe that they haven't used their other running back. What is he, the second half guy or something?
Yep, he's the scat back.
Okay.
Isaiah Johnson checking into the JM lineup. If we get a chance, Bob, let's identify the defense. You do the defense, and I'll do the offense.
Sounds good.
All right. 3rd and 8 yards to go. Chancellor at their 43-yard line. 2 receivers to the far side of the field. Man in motion to the near side. Oops. Number 55 for the Yellow Jackets coming across the line of scrimmage. Anticipate, was he drawn off?
I mean, he just looked like he walked on in there.
Yeah, a little encroachment. Unabated to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's a penalty against the Yellow Jackets, setting up a 3rd and about 2 long yards to go for the first down. Ball at their 48-yard line. Got a receiver, number 1, Roman, to the far side of the field, 1 to the near, all bunched in that backfield, and that's going to be Scott on the carry.
Around the left-hand side, going to be enough for a Charger first down to the 47 of James Monroe.
See how costly that offsides penalty was, Bob?
Yeah, it really was. Yep.
Mistake like that, keeping a drive alive, and Chancellor picking up the first down to James Monroe's 47-yard line. 6:58 to go in this first half of football here at Morris Stadium. Quarterback under center. Turns, drops, throws a pass, had it blocked and knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Number 42 got a hand on it, Bob. That's Dana Reynolds. We talk about him being around the ball.
We do, and I tell you what, the JM defense was alert because this guy, was that the second pass he's thrown all night?
Yeah. And it had a man open in that JM secondary, but a good defensive play on the line of scrimmage to swat that ball down. No gain, setting up a 2nd and 10 at the James Monroe 47-yard line. 6:44 to go. Quarterback. And he's going to keep the football and pull down. Nice defensive play. And that's going to be, who is that guy? 34 for the Yellow Jackets. Edward Hampton Jr. Esquire. Nice defensive play. They have stiffened, haven't they?
They have, and I think, like you said, if they hadn't had unfortunate penalties, they probably would have stopped them back there. Yeah.
So here we go, 3rd and 10 yards to go for Chancellor. 6:03 to go here in this first half. Yellow Jackets with a narrow 1-point lead. Quarterback, 3-step drop, throws a pass, and it's going to be caught. What a play by the quarterback and the receiver. He had a defender, Bob, draped over him, around him, and he still caught the pass.
That was incredible.
Yes.
And, well, we'll have to say his 3rd pass was a little more successful than the other ones.
I don't think the defender saw the football, Bob, because all he had to do is turn around and make the deflection, but good concentration by that Chancellor receiver to come up with that football. 1st and 10 for the Chargers at the James Monroe 15-yard line. And a run up the middle, maybe a yard or 2, but nothing more than that. Parker Hildebrand in on the stop.
Yeah, the Jackets going to have to be careful here because Chancellor, if they don't get the first down, they'll probably try a field goal.
Yes, and they're in field goal range. 2nd and 9 yards to go for the Chargers. But nose of the football just inside the 15-yard line. Chancellor taking a long time here, Bob.
Yeah, let's call him out, boys.
Yep. Yeah, let's throw the flag.
Get it out.
Got one receiver to the near side of the field. He split out about 15 yards. And a tackle. What a tackle. That can't be a face mask. Flag came out. Looked like he got him up around the shoulder pad. Wasn't a horse collar or flag or face mask. What's that all about?
I don't know. It just seems like maybe they were because the whistle didn't blow, and so what could it be is the question.
It's going to be a call against JM, and I don't like that call at all.
That's a shame.
Going to be a 5-yard penalty.
5-yard face mask against the defense.
That wasn't a face mask. That was up around the shoulders.
Exactly.
Shoulder pads.
Somebody stuck him pretty good in there.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what we got people shook up.
So 2nd, and we'll say 7 yards to go for Chancellor. Ball inside the 15 down to the James Monroe 12-yard line. A temporary stoppage of play there by the officials. Quarterback. And that's going to be quarterback. He faked it to Scott. Put it in the bread basket and pulled it out and kept it himself, Bob.
Yeah, and Scott darn near knocked the ball out of his hands.
And what happened, Scott led the interference for the quarterback to run the football. Not a bad play. That's like having a pulling guard.
That's true.
So 3rd and 4 yards to go for Chancellor. Hear a chant of go defense from the James Monroe fans. 4 minutes remaining, and now we're getting a timeout by Chancellor. Coming up at the half, recognition of the players on the 2008 state championship team. And once again, we want to say hello to the graduating class of James Monroe, class of 1968. 3:58 to go. Chargers taking a timeout, Bob.
Yeah, they need to talk about it.
What are these? The referees are drinking. What is that? I think that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Okay.
Have you ever seen officials
I think
drink on the
sometimes
field?
when you want to influence them, you give them a little Gatorade or whatever, or something.
It's amazing how I don't want to give them credit for anything. These guys drink water? What's up with that?
Yeah, I know.
Welcome back to live action. 3rd down and 4 yards to go. Chancellor at the James Monroe 10-yard line, and a quarterback is going to be tripped up. And what a nice defensive play by number 22, our guy again, Bob. Parker Hildebrand coming up to wrap up the ball carrier. So now they've got a decision to make. I think they're going to send their field goal team out.
Well, we have seen the center not connect with the holder.
That's
so
right.
Maybe.
So it's going to be 25-yard field goal. Number 19 is a holder. That's Trevin Edwards. We'll say 24 yards. There's your snap to hold the kick. It is up, and it is good. Seesaw battle here at Morris Stadium in this battlefield. Well, it's what we used to call the Battlefield District.
All right.
We're going to still call it that because we're old school. Timeout on the field, 3:06 to go in this first half. It's Chancellor back out in front, 16-14 over the Yellow Jackets. We'll be back after this timeout. We're back here at Morris Stadium, 3:06 away from halftime. And the Chargers back up at 2, 16-14. It's been that type of game. Chancellor jumped out in front. The Yellow Jackets roared back to take the lead by 1. And Chancellor regaining the lead with a 24-yard field goal. Here's your kick by the Chargers. It's going to be a short kick and an illegal procedure or offsides call. A bunch of those guys were 5 yards past the football when it was kicked.
Yeah, they say, you get out of that field and get that ball.
Yellow Jackets with plenty of time here, Bob. 3:05 to go. I mean, when you get that passing game going, it doesn't take long.
Yeah, I think the Jackets have plenty of time. I don't know how many running plays they can run, but we'll see.
Yep. The Chargers using an aggressive blitz-heavy 3-4 defense, led by linebacker Christian Amora. Now, I saw him blitz a lot in this first half. Going to re-kick it from the 35-yard line. Here's your kick, and he kicks it away. Going to be taken by number 6. Smith on a return. Has a crease, made the wrong cut. Out to the 36-yard line. So a nice return by Smith.
Yeah, that wall was starting to form. The hole was there, and yeah, he planted to go out and kind of nailed him.
So the Yellow Jackets with 2:58 to go in this first half. Plenty of time to throw the ball down the field. I don't want to see any runs on this possession.
Nope, let's see what they can do downfield.
Yep.
Yeah.
3 receivers split to the far side of the field, 1 to the near. Zach Davis gets the snap, fakes a handoff, rifles a pass, and it's going to be intercepted. And on a return and pushed out of bounds on a JM side of the field. And that's exactly what you did not want to happen, to give them another chance with 2:45 to go.
Yeah, they're going to have to come up.
I called for the pass.
Yeah, well, then
it's my fault. I'll take the blame.
No, if the pass was complete, you could have taken the credit. All right, Jackets, turn around and do it to them. Maybe they'll throw.
So Chancellor coming up with the intercept at their 41-yard line. Yellow Jackets cannot afford to give up more points here. And that's Scott breaking into the secondary across midfield down to the Yellow Jackets 46-yard line. That's about a 13-yard gallop by the big fullback back there.
He's been running like he wants tonight.
Going to welcome to the press box tonight, Julian Bumry. Move those chains.
Thank you, Herman K. Bob Blackburn.
Thank you, Julian, stepping in.
He completes us.
We're whole. We're back. First and 10 yards to go for Chancellor. Quarterback fakes the handoff up the middle, pitch out around the right side. Number 17, Carruthers. That's the guy we were talking about, Bob.
Yeah.
1 yard.
So Carruthers
Second down and 6.
sprinting, a little scat back, kind of relieves the big guy Scott back there.
Yeah, this guy Carruthers, I bet we'll see more of him in the second half.
Yeah. Gain of about 5 yards on that carry, setting up a second down. 5.5 yards to go, 2:10 remaining here in this first half of football. Quarterback dropping back, plants, fires a pass, receiver wide open, doing a little dance, and finally taken down by number, was that Fauntleroy on the stop for James Monroe, and they moved the chain on the far side. Costly interception, giving the ball back to Chancellor, where the Yellow Jackets could have possibly run time off the clock and scored, but right now they're in jeopardy of giving up some points here. First and 10 for the Chargers at the James Monroe 33. And there's a handoff and a cut back inside. A couple of missed tackles. But Parker Hildebrand is always around the football.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah. So second, and we'll say 7 yards to go. Julian, good to see you tonight.
You too as well. Yeah, Parker's doing double duty tonight. I think Medina may be hurt, so he's also the place kicker tonight too.
Yes. Second, we'll say 7 yards to go for Chancellor. Got to watch that receiver split to the far side of the field. Single coverage out there. Quarterback looking to throw the football, steps up, throws it to the guy on the far side of the field, and giving him too much cushion.
Yeah, that we were talking about that quarterback's arm. He's trying to make us look bad.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore too. He was a freshman starter last year, but he got hurt the first game, so he was out all year long.
Even a dumb guy like me could spot that. 44 seconds to go. Chancellor keeping the ball on the ground. A scrum right in the middle of that line of scrimmage. Scott on the carry. He's the designated workhorse in that backfield. Now we're getting a timeout. Chancellor taking a timeout. 34 seconds to go in this first half. Don't forget, coming up at the half, 2008 state championship game. Going to recognize some of the players. I bet those guys got beards and gray stuff and everything now. What do you think?
Well, everything but grandchildren now.
Hey, it's been 10 years. You never know what you're going to get, right?
Yeah, could be.
16-14 outscore. 34.8 seconds to go, and we'll keep it right here. And the 1968 graduating class, James Monroe High School, celebrating their 50th class reunion tonight. Have you seen any of those folks around down there, Julian?
Yeah, they're right down here to the left of the booth press box there. They're sitting down there. Got a good little gathering of folks and stuff, and 50 years, what a milestone.
Yes. That's in my ballpark. Matter of fact, that year. So back to live action here at Morris Stadium. 2nd and 5 yards to go. 34 seconds left. And they've got a pretty good field goal kicker here. They're going to throw it into the end zone a couple of times.
Yeah, I would think.
2nd, 5 yards to go. Ball at the James Monroe 10-yard line. Quarterback sets his offense under center. Drops back, looking to pass, slant pattern across the middle into the end zone, touchdown. 10-yard touchdown reception. Boy, they made that look easy.
Yeah.
Simple slant across the middle into the end zone. Julian, did you see who caught the football?
I'm not sure. It looks like number 1 who caught the last reception for them. Our backs have been susceptible to the pass this year. To give them too much cushion, like you guys said earlier, and they took advantage of the turnover and got it into the end zone before the half.
And it all goes back to the interception. Less than 3 minutes to go in this first half. The Yellow Jackets turn the football over, and the Chargers capitalized by getting on the scoreboard. Extra point attempt here. The kick, it's up. It is no good. Timeout on the field. 28 ticks left before we go to intermission. Our score, Chancellor 22, JM 14. We'll be back. That's Bob, that's Julian, and me. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Morris Stadium. 28 seconds to go. Let's see. I'm going to dial up a 85-yard return, touchdown, kickoff return. What do you think?
Will be nice.
Lions busy.
Lions busy.
Chancellor, they've been kicking it short a couple of times. The first time they kicked off, they almost got the onside kick. And last time they had it deep, and Deshaun Smith ran it back. Had a nice little lane, but unfortunately got tripped up.
So they've tried that a couple of times. Yellow Jackets used to use that strategy as well. But through the years, they've had some great deep kickers for the James Monroe. And he kicks it away. It's a line drive, going to be fumbled, picked up, and get out of bounds. Nope. Still on his feet. Well, I see a pair of shoes left on the field. Look at this guy run. Who is this masked man?
That's Daniel Gibson. I'm 18. I have him in class. Darryl Gibson. Yeah.
Yep. 6'1", 180, a junior. I see a couple of pair of cleats left left out there. They put some moves on everybody.
You even take cleats.
I think he decleated some people.
He fooled me 3 times on that run back.
I tell you what, I got tired watching him run laterally there. That would have worn me out.
Ran off a lot of time on the clock, too. 11 seconds to go. Trips to the near side of the field and a crossing pattern with the reception. And you got to get down, take a timeout. Clock never started now. And guess what? It's an official on the clock, too. Let's see if they got to change it. They're keeping the time down on the field as well. We need to put an orange jersey on that clock keeper over
Make
there.
it official.
Yeah.
But no, we've had some success with the pass tonight, not the run. So why not keep it, open it up? You got Aiden Ryan, you got Brandon Woolridge.
Yeah, even if you put it up in the air 30 times, so what?
Let's do it. That's what got them back in the game.
Yep. Yeah, they adjusted the clock. Time is being kept out on the field. Yellow Jackets referee was a little upset there, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Jacket Bench was complaining about the clock or something.
Demonstrative type of timeout. So, 1st and 10, Yellow Jackets taking a timeout. Time for one play here. Unless it's feel it breeze.
Feels great. It's pretty down here.
Feel it, Bob?
Yeah, I think we're starting to make the turn on the weather.
Yes. So the Yellow Jackets taking a timeout. Julian, what's going on?
Enjoying the game, Herman K.
Yes.
Glad to be beside my buddies Herman K. and Bob Blackburn.
I mean, he can do a little better than that.
Well, I'm having a good time. Being a fan and stuff, and alumni night. Hoping the Jackets can pull this out. They were down early, came back, got some momentum going, and maybe we can make a big play here before the half.
Should be John Jackson halftime show tonight. Here we go. Yellow Jacket with 6 seconds to go. Zach rolling, throws a pass over the head of the intended receiver. 4/10 of a second. And they better not adjust that and run time off.
That's true.
That's pretty accurate, I think.
He overshot Aiden Ryan right there.
Yeah.
Aiden, a great athlete, a sophomore, already getting some looks from Virginia and Virginia Tech. He's a great student.
Yes.
He plays both ways. He had the big jarring hit that caused the fumble. Then he comes back to catches a touchdown. I think that's his 6th touchdown of the year. So he's a great athlete.
You're right. He had 5 coming into tonight's football game.
Yeah.
So 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Final play of the first half. Unless there's a defensive call. Yellow Jacket Zach running out of the pocket. Throws it as far as he can. And it's going to fall incomplete in the corner of the end zone. A lot of festivities coming up at the half. We'll try to pick up on some of the introduction of some of the... Can't call them old timers, can we, Bob?
Not now. Not like this.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. It's only 10 years.
That's right. 10 years. And the class of 2008 state champions will be introduced to the crowd here tonight. And maybe and hopefully some of the class of 1968. Congratulations on their 50th class reunion. Timeout here at Maury Stadium. It's halftime, 22-14. Chancellor back after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium, and right now down on the field, some of the players from that state championship team, Bob, from the year 2008.
There were some good ones. I mean, when they announced those names, it brought back some real memories, I tell you.
70th birthday.
They're recognizing
The marching Yellow Jackets are under the direction of
Barry Sullivan, quarterback in 1968, celebrating his 70th birthday. That's he's a member of that 1968 class, Bob.
Yeah, I remember Barry Moore from baseball.
So what we're doing now is they're recognizing the players. Let's see, French. Some of the players from, it's amazing. You know, they've been running highlights of that championship team. And some of the highlights, Bob, are unbelievable. And guess what? We were there live.
Yeah, and we were almost crying with joy. We were beating on the glass. And
I don't know how many times we relived that championship game, but what a thriller.
It really
John
was.
Jackson, 6 touchdown passes against a guy by the name of Logan Thomas for Brookville High School. It was, you know, you talk about a shootout.
Yeah.
That was literally a shootout at OK Corral.
Mm-hmm. He who scores last scores best.
Yes. And the omen was, let's see if we can't get Julian up. Let's go down to Julian Bumry. And we're going to talk with...
Okay, we're here in the stands with Barry Sullivan, former quarterback at James Monroe High School, class of 68, 70th birthday. Talk about your reunion tonight and what it feels to you to be coming back here to James Monroe.
Well, I never left the area, so I come a lot, but seeing these people after all these years, 50 years, it's been pretty cool, right?
Just a few questions for you, Barry. Do you remember how many folks were in your graduating class?
I do not. I was one of them. That's all that matters.
Right. How many classmates are here tonight from the class of 1968 celebrating with you? 74? Great number. And that was a great year, too. Just talk about some of your accomplishments and what do you remember most with your classmates and the time you had at James Monroe High School?
What I remember most about this field is we were playing Stafford, and I had one of my best friends going to Stafford, and the coach called a flare pass. I was on the 13-yard line and threw it in the end zone, and Sammy Franzello was standing there waiting for it, and they knocked me down, and the James Monroe started yelling when it was going to him, and they shut up. I said, he dropped it. And I looked up, and here comes my friend, intercepted in the end zone, coming all the way down the field. Nobody within 20 yards of him, and he tripped over the pitcher's mound and fell.
A lot of great memories.
Oh, a lot of great memories.
Being your 70th birthday, coming back and enjoying this atmosphere tonight with your classmates. You got anything planned special for the weekend?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to have dinner. They got a couple of parties going on up here in Maury, we went to the 7th grade here, and some of the classrooms, we were back in there having parties now, so it's kind of cool.
Before we close, let's give a big shout out to your class of 1968.
They're right here. Class of 68! Yeah! They're not watching. Hey, wake up!
Thank you very much, Barry, for having you. Back to you, Herman K.
All right, thanks a lot. Barry Sullivan talking with Julian Bumry down on the field there. Of course, Barry was a quarterback of that 1968 team and celebrating his 70th birthday tonight. And congratulations to all.
How about that? He's reached that good age,
the ripe age. Right?
That ripe age. Let me give a nod to Frank Robinson. He was the one that Barry was talking about. Intercepted that ball, came all the way down, tripped over the pitcher's mound when they used to have the dirt still there. That was Frank Robinson, right, Barry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We gave him a little credit for it.
So it's halftime here at Maury Stadium. James Monroe High School marching band going off the field. And we've got Barry right here in the press box with us. Barry, good to see you.
Good to see you, Herman.
And I believe you might be able to still play. What do you think?
Well, I can't run, but I can throw it.
Well, like me, I can play a good game of maybe flag and no contact at this age.
Well,
but happy birthday to you
Thank
as
you,
well.
sir. We've been trying to catch up with you for about 6 months. You know that.
Is that right?
Yes.
It's hard to hit a moving target. That's
Unless you've got the football.
Yeah, that's right. But congratulations
Thank
to
you very much.
Class of 1968. Big celebrations tonight.
We are.
And glad to see you.
We're
glad
on
to
the
have
town.
you here. So what do you got coming up? Got a big dance tomorrow night?
We got a dinner and a DJ at Renato's.
Okay.
And of course, Al Liddick and Buck Cox have condos here, and
Thus the big sign on the building.
yes,
Right?
Yes.
Class of 1968.
Lot
So
of
field looks a little bit different. Less rocks on it now, huh?
You think? I'll still have scars from those.
Yeah, they take great care of the field. And we want to thank Wilbur Gray back in the day for keeping his field
Yeah, right. He was
in excellent shape, but they do a great job. Barry, congratulations to you. Happy birthday, and tell the members of the class of 1968 we said hello.
You are a member of that class.
That's
You
right.
know that. You're supposed to be over here with us.
I'm
right.
here.
So-
It's
so-
Barry.
Well, we'll come get you when this is over. We'll
Okay,
see.
all
So
right.
make it 71. 71 here tonight, right?
That's right. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you,
Good to
sir.
see you. You're
Guys,
certainly
you're
welcome.
doing a good job up here. Thank you very much.
All right, Barry. Good
Tell
to see you.
everybody we
Good to see you
said
again, man.
hello. All right, it's halftime here at Marine Stadium, 22-14 our score. We'll be back to chat with Bob and Julian coming up after this. Welcome back to March Stadium. 22-14, Chancellor out in front. And Kurt Nicole of the Freelance Star, we would love for him to share some of his stats with us.
Yeah, well,
I think we might have to. All right, I'll pay him.
Yeah, give him a percentage.
Kurt, you want to go on the air with us?
Percentage of what we get.
I'm a little froggy. Don't mind a froggy throat.
Come on. Well, they've been listening to my voice for years. So. Are you there, Kurt?
Yes, I'm here.
Very good. Kurt Nicole, Freelance Star, retired, still working like he's full-time.
Yeah.
Great sports writer. Kurt and I and Bob, we've all been around for years.
Ages.
And
But we're not moldy yet.
No, that's right. Not quite. But mold's not bad if it's cheese, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Kurt, always good seeing you.
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah. So how have you been?
Hanging in there. Getting to see a lot of different games.
Yes, yes.
Some golf tournaments, too, so.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
What is one of the best games you ever watched in high school football?
I remember the game. It was at Mountain View, and it was really funny because I had to go to the bathroom. And it's overtime. I'm going
I've
over.
always loved your honesty.
And that day, I forget the guy's name, but he had like 15 receptions, and Mountain View won in overtime. But it was. I've seen a lot of exciting football games.
I'm sure you have.
So this game here could be a thriller too.
It's looking to be that type of game. 22-14, kind of seesaw, back and forth type of game. And I love to see that particularly, and we still call it the old battlefield, when you talk about Chancellor and Cortland and these schools. And it means so much, when it comes to playoff time, to win these type of games.
Yeah, the only unfortunate thing is this new system. Basically, everybody advances, so it is seeding purposes. But basically, you really have to be peaking at the end of the season. That's what JM did last year.
Yeah.
So
You've been watching football. Yeah, you can give us some stats.
Okay, I see Julian over here, and he's got his JM shirt on. I'm not sure where he's working now. I know he's a coach somewhere, but
he's at JM.
Oh, JM. Okay.
Yes.
Well, let me give you the leaders. The Krishan Scott, he's got 18 carries for 102 yards.
My
TD.
goodness. One half.
Yeah, I saw him running down Louisa, and he was just tearing up a storm. So he's a really talented player.
So the Yellow Jackets seem to have made some adjustments defensively.
Yeah.
It wasn't that much of a factor toward the end of the first half.
Right.
But when they opened up the football game, this guy was.
He had that 30-yard.
Yeah.
No one was around him, so they're doing a better job. Team tackling. Let me give you the passing stats for Trevin Edwards. He's just attempted 6 passes, got 4 of them 90 yards, 2 TDs.
Wow. So,
and he's only a sophomore. So they look like if he stays there, he doesn't transfer, they got a good one.
Yeah.
So
we'll try to get him into that orange and black soon.
Zach Davis, 7 of 15, 2 interceptions, but he's got 135 yards, 2 TDs.
Yeah.
And Brandon Woolridge, 4 for 58. Jakari Carruthers, 1 for 37 for a TD. Aiden Ryden, 1 for 20 and a TD. And Turner White, 1 for 20. Their passing game looks strong. He's had time, but they came up with 2 interceptions, so they got to cut down on those turnovers.
In the preseason, I asked Survey coming into this year, where were some of the weaknesses on this year's team? And quickly he responded with saying, our offensive line.
All right. Bless you.
Thank you. Thus, the running game is not what they expected it to be, because that offensive line is still young.
Right.
And we're not saying that they can't get better throughout the season, but right now they're suffering with their running game, thanks to Zach Davis, who has a pretty accurate arm. And turning point in the first half had to be that interception with less than 3 minutes to go in the first half allowed JM could have added on to the lead because they were up by a couple of points, and Chancellor got the interception, went down the field, and scored again.
Right. I think the big thing JM has to do in the second half is have some sustained drives, because their defense is going to be gassed if they don't get a rest. And if even if he does short passing and an occasional run, I would like to see him run the ball a little bit. Of course, he's your quarterback. You don't want him to get hurt, but if they're keying on the middle of the line, maybe he's going to get some bootlegs outside. So, like I say, whoever has that ball in the end and the turnovers could be the deciding factor.
Well, its backup is a guy by the name of Jack Hardy. Kurt, he's a freshman, but the kid can play.
Okay.
But we've seen him a couple of times, and he's a pretty accurate, inexperienced quarterback, but he's quite capable. And with Zach being a senior, he's the heir apparent to come in and be the starting quarterback for this JM team.
Well, one thing in closing here, I know you want to get Julian on here in just a minute, but Spotsylvania, they have a guy named Carter, Daquan Carter, and they've been using him as having him reverse and throwing it on a halfback option, and maybe they can get Hardy or someone else, because your receivers are top notch.
Yeah.
And if Chancellor doesn't know who's throwing the ball, you might get a lucky strike.
You haven't thought about coaching?
Rotisserie.
Kurt Nicole,
Okay,
Freeman
nice
star.
talking.
Kurt, always good seeing you.
Nice seeing you.
We go back, 60 years?
Yeah, Larry Hubbard, back to him.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was my partner.
Partner in crime.
God bless him. And Kurt, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
3:58 on the clock before we resume play back here at Monroe Stadium. Bob, let's take a little break. We'll come back, and you can recap the scoring in the first half of tonight's game. Welcome back to Monroe Stadium. Still getting ready for the start of the second half here at Monroe Stadium. 22-14 our score, Chancellor, and we've had a parade of guests tonight coming into the press box, and we're always glad to talk to folks and interesting conversations. And Julian, we were talking about the 2008 state championship football team. You know some of the players on Bob, and my memory kind of slips us. We're a little bit older than you are. Thus we can't remember everything,
right.
But you're closer to that age. You remember some of the players?
No doubt about it. Great game down in Lynchburg at Liberty University. Quarterback John Jackson had a career day. Farkeen French. Greg Edwards, the receiver. I saw Will Campbell is here tonight. Just a great team. Devontae Atkins, he was all over. and a punt returner, all-world athlete.
He's something.
That was a great game down there. It was cold, snowing. They went against Logan Thomas. And it was a back-and-forth affair. About 90 points maybe or something like that.
Yeah, high-scoring game.
It was a great game. Funny story, I was calling the games back then, and Richard, we were all the way down in Lynchburg, and he had me on the microphone in the crowd.
Yeah.
Calling that,
Yeah, I
great
remember.
memories. It was awesome, man. That was a great team, no doubt about it.
So,
Yeah, they had some impact players, and one here tonight, we finally caught up with him. We found out his name. Gage Ford, number 7, was all-purpose linebacker. He was just a heady player for them. It's great to see him back here tonight. He was in a devastating car accident some years ago. He was able to pull through. He's disabled, but he told his parents he wanted to be here tonight. I don't care.
and he was in a
He was in a
wheelchair.
wheelchair and greeted by
Had his
fans.
jersey
He
on.
sure did. Yeah, awesome sight, man. But yeah, he was another of many impact players on that
Yes.
2018.
One heck of a team. Well, we won't even try to debate of the state championship teams which one were the better of the 4, the best of the 4.
Yeah, all
And,
4 were great.
All 4 were unique, weren't they, Bob?
Yes, indeed, and you can think of the star players all the way back to 1960s. I'm sorry, not 67. The first year they won.
86.
86.
86. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. See, that's how bad the old soup is going up there.
That was 86, 87
Yeah,
back to back.
87 was the undefeated team, if
Yes.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
You know what's funny about that year in 87 when JM won the state championship for the second year in a row? Cortland was also undefeated that year. And they didn't play
They
that
didn't
year.
play. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And
game that
everybody
never
was saying that they should go to the Spotsylvania Mall and play touch football in the parking lot and determine who the best team is in the area. But it never happened.
That's right.
I would have paid a lot of money to see
Oh,
that
yeah.
game. I really would have.
See that rivalry, no doubt about
Oh,
it.
I would have gotten box seats.
Yeah.
All right, just about set. We're going to take one final break, and we'll be back with the second half kickoff coming up right after this. Welcome back. Just like I said, Bob, the Chancellor kicked off to the Yellow Jackets. Well, these little naps are pretty good.
Well, this is it for the Jackets. They need to drive that ball down the field and get some points back here.
8-point advantage by Chancellor here. And the Yellow Jacket would have it 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Glad to have you along tonight on Cox Channel 83 and Verizon Channel 41. And, of course, if you're in Japan, you can watch us and listen to us. RegionalWebTV.com. Yellow Jackets mixed up in the backfield. Zach finally slips away and might have picked up nothing. Loss of a yard or two.
Yeah, somebody must have said something about let's establish the run game because it looks like to me that's what they.
Well, it's going to be interesting what they talked about at the half, how these veteran coaches on this JM sideline can get this team motivated to come back once again. You got trips to the near side of the field, one lone receiver to the far side, and pass across the middle. It's broken up. Nice defensive play. He had to really thread that thing in there. Woolridge, the intended receiver on that play. Three guys around, defenders around the football.
I'm glad he's back up. It looked like he was down for a bit.
Took a tough hit.
Yeah, he was slow to get up. Takes a real man to catch him coming across the middle there.
Yeah,
I'm
no
telling
kidding.
you that. Don't know where those defenders are.
That's right.
Number 2 coming out, that's Woolridge. Might have been shaken up a little bit on that previous play. 3rd and 11 to go for James Monroe. Ball at the JM 35-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side. Davis looking, has a man across the middle with the catch. Here goes the speed. Cuts it back to the inside. 5 into the end zone. Touchdown. Aiden Ryan.
You'd have to say Aiden Ryan's their best football player right now.
He's amazing.
About a 68-yard touchdown play from Zach Davis to Aiden Ryan. Boy, you see him cut the jet zone.
Yeah, he can go get it after the catch.
So just like that, the Yellow Jackets have pulled back into striking distance here.
Passing game.
And the Yellow Jackets look like they're going to go for 2 here. 22-20, a 2-point conversion play. They're short of a man. Number 75, you got to hustle out there. Now the Yellow Jackets have to burn a timeout, and that might be costly down the stretch.
Yeah, that's unfortunate right there. After the exciting play, you still have to have your head in the game.
Yellow Jackets taking a timeout, but what a big play. 68-yard bomb from the quarterback, Zach Davis, to number 7, Aiden Ryan. That's touchdown number 7. We'll be back after this.
Your winnings, $270 tonight in the 50-50 round.
Welcome back to Morris Stadium. 22-20. 2-point conversion attempt here by James Monroe. Could knot this thing up. Yellow Jackets 4 wideouts operating from the pistol formation. The quarterback, Zach, right in the pass. Fade pattern in the corner of the end zone. It's good. Boy, that looked like Sonny Jurgensen to George Smith. What a throw. Yes, sir. 22-22 our score. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Murray Stadium. We're deadlocked at 22, 11:07 to go. Well, they made that look rather easy.
Yeah, well, when Ryan catches a pass and he has that much room, you're not going to catch him.
And I'll tell you one thing about Ryan that you see in good athletes. They can make a mistake, but they will come back and redeem themselves.
Yep.
That's a heady football player, no doubt about it.
Here's your kick, end over end. Kick, take it on the fly. 15, 20, 25, up the middle, into the secondary. Finally taken down by number 22. Parker Hildebrand saved a long touchdown run.
Yeah, if he had gotten by him, it was all over.
Katie barred the door.
Well, the Jacket D needs a big stand here.
Yeah, but you talked about that momentum at halftime. A couple of plays there, you got a penalty and got stacked up, but they went to the pass. And you got it to your best football player right now, Aiden Ryan.
And you got, we saw early where they wanted to go to Woolridge, and he was shaken up on the play, so you go to your next option.
That's right.
And that was Ryan, and Ryan came up with the big play. 1st and 10 for Chancellor at the 45-yard line. Yellow Jackets gang tackling down inside, gain of maybe 2 yards. And that's what happens, you know, the offense can pick up the defense.
That's true. You know, Aiden's right back there at cornerback right now, so
Yeah.
he's a multi-purpose athlete.
And I guarantee you he'll make another play on defense, too.
I believe so.
10:30 to go, third quarter, early in the third quarter. 2nd and 8 yards to go. Yellow Jackets cheating on defense. And again, I heard a whistle, might be a false start against Chancellor. See what the call is. What's the initial? Yep. Illegal procedure against the Chargers. I mean, it's not only does this put pressure on Chancellor because the Yellow Jackets for the second time have come back against them.
That's true. They got to try to maintain the drive.
Yes.
The Yellow Jackets have that momentum right now, so hopefully they can have a good stance on defense.
2nd and 12 facing the Chargers at the 43-yard line. Got a receiver to the near and far side of the field. Heading off. Scott on the carry out across midfield down to the James. Well, they're going to spot it right at the 50.
I tell you one thing, they sure have gone to Scott a lot tonight.
Yes.
I mean, he's been bread and butter for him.
He is a guy that can carry the ball 25, 30 times a game.
Nice size kid. We don't have the size in the program, but he's a big. You know, he used to be in the city schools, by the way, too.
Is that right?
Yes. It would be nice to have a big back like that on
Let's see
outside.
if we can't get him back.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's get his house back.
I'll buy him a house in the city. 3rd and 5 to go. And again, that's Scott on the carry. Boy, look at that forward progress they're going to give him. That's going to be enough for Chancellor first. And we've seen a couple of questionable spots tonight.
Yeah, early in the first half, I thought they gave him a good spot.
Yep.
For a Chancellor first down.
So it will be a Chancellor first down. 1st and 10 yards to go for the Chargers at the James Monroe 45-yard line. Got a lot of football being played tonight in the area. We'll try to pick up on some of that coming up after this play. 1st and 10 yards to go for the Chargers. JM 45-yard line. Quarterback might be a delay of game. Took a long time to get that play off, didn't it?
Yeah, right after a first down, too. A mental mistake there.
Yep. 2nd time in a row. False start. Some other games being played tonight. Eastern View at Cortland hosting Culpeper, hosting Spotsylvania, Colonia Forge at Riverbend, Brook Point at Stonewall Jackson, Massaponax at North Stafford, and it's Stafford hosting Mountain View. A lot of cross-county rivalries taking place tonight. 1st and 15 from midfield. Chancellor, handoff. Scott. Boy, it's getting tough down inside.
Yeah, again, I thought they would go to their other running back in the second half, but they are going to go Scott.
Guess who was around the football? Double deuces. Parker Hildebrand.
Yeah. He's a heady linebacker for them.
Yes, he is.
Knows for the football.
2nd, and we'll say 13 yards to go. 8:18 remaining, third quarter. We're deadlocked at 22 in a Battlefield District rivalry here at Maury Stadium. 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Quarterback on the center. Fakes the handoff, keeps it and pitches out. That play has worked a couple of times for him tonight.
It has. That was Hamilton right there running for him, but the other running back for him tonight has been their workhorse too on the option play. That's
that's the option. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And Carruthers has that speed to turn that corner. As they say, get the ball on the edge and turn it upfield. So it's going to be 3rd down. Big down here for the Yellow Jackets defensively. 3rd and about 7 yards to go. Under 8 minutes to go in this third quarter. Got a receiver split to the near and far side of the field. A lot of folks in that Chancellor backfield. And that's going to be a late pitch, the same play to this side of the field. And up the sideline, 20, 15, and finally pushed out of bounds. You're going to say he stepped out at the James Monroe 22. That's the exact same play they ran to the far side of the field. This time, they ran it to the near side and picked up good yards.
With Carruthers.
Yep. That's the speed.
You got to hand it to the quarterback. He sells those the fakes in the line, and that makes it go.
Yeah, he's done a great job with that, reading the defensive end.
Yeah.
If he closes in,
That's
he's going
right.
to pitch it, and that's been a big play for them tonight.
If the defensive end goes to the outside, quarterback will keep it and cut it back to the inside. If you get trapped inside, he's going to pitch it, and with the speed, Carruthers will turn the corner and take it upfield.
That's right.
Aiden Ryan, the injured JM player now, leg cramps. Aiden, 5'11", 155, 10th grader.
Yeah, and they need to get him back as soon as possible. He's their best football player right now. Just a sophomore, but he goes both ways. He's had the jarring tackle in the first half that caused a fumble.
Yes.
Then he comes back and catches a touchdown. Comes back and catches another big play to get us, back, tie the game in the third quarter.
Tammy Clark taking care of Ryan. A lot of times I think he's got to come out of play.
I believe so.
Yep. So Ryan on the sideline still favoring the leg after that leg cramp.
Yeah, after that cramp, you don't trust it not to lock up again.
At our age, Bob, no way in the world could I stand a leg cramp.
But that's true, Bob. They
I've been known to cry.
They're going to need him, so we got to get him back,
First and 10. I'm sorry, gentlemen. First and 10 for Chancellor at the James Monroe 23-yard line. Got a receiver split about 20 yards to the far side of the field. And that's going to be a pass, and there's a softness missed tackle on the play, and still on his feet.
Pass complete down inside the 5-yard line to the 4.
That was Chapman on the
If you
reception.
get any type of pass rush, that's the indication that the corners can play tight because the quarterback does not have that much time to throw the football. Only time is when he can sit back there and count 1,001 and buy some time. Do they go deep? So you got to play this guy tight. I mean, I'm not a coach. And that's going to be the quarterback, or is that Scott?
Scott stacked up at the line. But
Number
true, Herman
4.
K. You're right about that assessment. And whose side did they go to? Aiden Ryan's side.
Aiden Ryan's side. Yeah, after the injury, he's favoring that leg, a little leg cramp. So, these coaches are smart. So let's pick on Ryan. He's not 100%.
Yeah.
Somebody's calling a good game from up top of the press box here. We need to.
Yep. Number 1 for Chancellor, split far. Whenever they put that guy out there, they come this side, near side. Let's see. And that's going to be Scott bullying his way down near the goal line. Short of getting in, so that'll set up a 3rd and goal from the 1.
What's the money on Scott one more time?
I would bet it.
Put all your money on the gray. Huh? 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. 6:20 to go in this tied football game. And that's going to be, yes. Scott, 1-yard touchdown run. And this seesaw battle here at Martin Stadium, 28-22. And a decision here by Chancellor. Will they go for the extra point? I think they will.
Yeah, their kicker has been successful tonight.
Yep. That'll give them a 7-point advantage here. Kicker officials timeout. Wonder what that's all about. Look, what are you guys going to do after the game? Where are you going?
They're making the plans.
What you gonna do? Extra point attempt here by Chancellor. The snap, the hold, the kick. It is up, and it is perfect. Timeout on the field. 6:13 to go in this third quarter. 29-22. Chancellor back after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium, 29-22. Chancellor leading in this football game. Here in the press box, I'm Herman Kay alongside Bob Blackburn and Julian Bumry in the press box tonight with us. Interviewed a couple of folks tonight, did a great job. Here's your kickoff, NOVN 20, 25, 30, and a nice little move. Took it back inside right into traffic. Darrell Gibson on a return for James Monroe. 6'1", 180 junior. Giving Yellow Jackets decent field position here.
Yeah, it's been a seesaw battle. Let's see if they can, open it up again and get right back in this game.
Well, remember, Herman, you said the last guy to score is the one that's going to win it.
Going to win it. In this seesaw battle here at Maury Stadium. Typical Battlefield District game.
I think it's going to be that way a lot this year.
Yes, parity. First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the 39-yard line. It was offsides against Chancellor, but no call. That's going to be number 9, Zach Davis on the carry.
Man, that was a crazy no call because it was pretty darn obvious.
Yeah, and they blitz a lot now.
Yeah, at number 21, it did look like he was in the neutral zone.
Yeah, he was. Broke the plane. Gain of 6 yards on that Zach Davis carry. Number 12 coming out for the Yellow Jackets. Mac Holland, junior. Trips to the near side of the field. 2nd and 4 yards to go. 1 to the far side. Zach Davis, swing pass. And somebody missed a block. Wow.
Yeah, as soon as he had it, he had 2 white shirts right there on him.
Right there.
No room to go.
And the responsibility of that other receiver out there is to block.
Yeah, it may be that Zach's cadence has gotten pretty reliable or predictable, and because he was in there.
Yeah,
he was
true,
there.
Bob. They're firing right off the ball. You might be right about that.
Change it up a little bit. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. 4:52 to go. Trips to the far side of the field. Zach rolling to his right, looking. Passes and a complete. He hit him well out of bounds. That should be a flag. Deshaun Smith, is it a reception? No.
I thought he caught it myself.
I thought he did too. Well, they're going to rule it as an incomplete pass, and that's going to force the Yellow Jackets to punt here.
It was a great pass by Zach. I don't know if he was right on the sideline or didn't get the foot down. I'm not sure.
And the difference, the maturation process here by Zach Davis, you can see it every game. A couple of games ago, he would have been sacked on that play because he wouldn't get rid of the football. Punter back inside his own 30. We need a good snap here. Look at the 2 gunners on the outside. High snap. No rush by Chancellor. Takes a good jam bounce. And they'll touch it down at the 20-yard line.
It's Isaiah Johnson on the punt. Big lineman.
Yeah.
Made an athletic play right there, too, to get up and catch that high snap.
And his brother played last year.
Yeah.
Lloyd Johnson.
I can't keep up with the Johnsons myself.
There's a lot.
That's almost bad as the Ellises.
That's right.
Oh, brother.
I mean, we used to have fun and laugh about the number of Ellis players. We go up to Orange. They had 2 Ellis.
That's right. Some good ball players, too.
Cousins out there, too, right?
All in the family.
First and 10 for the Chargers. And up the middle, high stepping it out across the 35. My goodness. This guy is a man among boys. We're talking about number 7, Scott. Huge game, injured JM player now. Yellow Jackets are going to have to step it up defensively.
Yeah, like you said, he's been their workhorse for them. Yeah. They started off at the game with him, and they've been riding him ever since.
They don't pass a lot, Julian. You know what I do?
That's
Well,
right.
I'm not going to say defensively because I know the defensive coordinator very well.
Yeah. Ken
But
Griffin himself.
I'd put him in the box, load it up.
Yeah, and our defensive back is going to have to make some plays. You
Yes.
got athletes back there. You got Brandon Woolridge. You got Aiden Ryan, who went out with a cramp a little earlier, but I'm sure he'll be back in the game.
Timeout on the field for 19 injury timeout. 29-22 Chancellor. Class of 2008 recognized tonight. Star-studded team.
Yes, it was.
Big plays everywhere.
Everywhere, up and down, and all, not even just the state championship game, all throughout the season.
Season was that way.
It was an exciting time to be at Marty Stadium during that year.
Number 76 for the Yellow Jackets, haven't called his name tonight. Keyshawn Butter Nelson.
Yeah, he's a big kid out there. Hopefully
Number
he can plug
32.
up some holes where that number 7, Scott, is running.
Yes. Garrett Rogers, the injured player, 5'9", 140 junior, being assisted off the field. Seems to be an ankle knee injury.
Yeah, he's
Certainly
not
hope
putting
it's
any
not
pressure on
serious.
him. Yeah, true.
Hope we can get him fixed up, back out on the field. Here we go, back to live action. First at 10 yards to go for the Chargers at the 40-yard line. And that's Scott again on the carry.
Yeah, right up the middle.
And I tell you what, when you can get 7, 8, 9 yards on first down, no need to throw the football.
True, puts a lot of pressure on your defense to
Yes.
come up with a play.
And the defense has been out there a long time.
I'm just wondering when he's going to get tired.
Yeah, that last, good point, Bob, that last series before the touchdown, he was out a few plays, actually. I'm not sure if it was an injury or you give him a break.
Wow.
Well, Kurt Nichols said it earlier during our interview with him. You don't want to wear that defense down, and they'll be gasping for air in the fourth quarter. They've been out there a long time.
That's true.
2nd and 2, and he's going to be sacked.
That'll help.
That's what you need.
That's why they don't throw.
Dana Reynolds.
Yeah,
42.
Reynolds with the sack, pushing them back to the original line of scrimmage. This could be a big defensive stand here for the Yellow Jackets. They got to hold here on 3rd down.
Yeah, after giving up 2 big runs, coach decides to throw the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, you question that call by the coach.
With the lead and the clock running.
Yeah. 2:52 to go, 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 10 yards to go for the Chargers at their 40-yard line. Yellow Jackets cheating on defense. Here comes the snap, the run. Huge hole, midfield, 45, 40, down to the James Monroe 36-yard line.
God.
Boy, they had him in the hole and let him out.
Yeah, didn't wrap him up, and you have to wrap up a player of that caliber. He's got great size,
Yeah.
moving his legs. You got to put him down once you wrap him.
I don't know what you do in a situation like this, and I'm sure the coaching staff is trying to put them in the right. And you know it, Julian, as a coach, you can tell kids over and over, this is what I want you to do, and they still do what they want to
Exactly. Put them in the right spot, right spots, and they still have to make the play.
do. Yep. 1st and 10 yards to go for Scott and the Chancellor Chargers. Yellow Jackets showing blitz. Here they come. And a late pitch around his side, and he turns to go. Oh, what a nice hit out there. But once again, the Yellow Jackets weak on containment around the edge.
You got to hand it to them. They run Scott, and then they fake it to him. And look how it look how it works so well.
Yeah, and when you pound the middle, and the way they've been gaining yards, and then that option comes, it's hard to stop.
Yeah. So they are finding success with their running game, using Carruthers and Scott, alternating the type of plays that each runs. Scott designed to go up the middle. Quarterback's going to throw the ball. Soft in the secondary again, trying to pull the ball out, and it comes out. That was a quick whistle.
It was a quick whistle. Thought he was Brandon Woolridge, raked it out of there.
That whistle was blown after he pulled that ball out.
And that could have been a big turning point right there.
And I say let's go upstairs and reverse the guys on the field here.
Yeah, let's go to Where'd it go? Hoboken? Let's go to New Jersey and get the correct call here.
Right, New Jersey, huh?
Here we go, 1st and 10 yards to go. And that's Scott again on the carry down. Flag on the play. Might be a false start, Bob, against Chancellor.
That would be a break for the Jackets, because I tell you one thing, if they go back to pounding Scott again, it's going to be tough. The defense has to be so tired.
2nd and 6 yards to go for Chancellor. 54 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Penalty against Chancellor. Boy, they make just enough mistakes to keep it interesting.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you know, when the coach watches the film, you know, he's going to point that out. He said, we have a chance to put these guys away. What are you doing? What are you doing?
You're exactly right, Bob. They have the opportunity to put the Yellow Jackets away, but they seem to self-destruct at times. 1st and 15 yards to go for the Charger at the JM 29-yard line. Yellow Jackets showing blitz again. He get into the backfield. Now he fumbles the football, and he's going to be hit hard by number 7. Aiden Ryan coming up defensively. If we want to give... Then we got some players out there, a little fisticuffs taking place.
Uh-oh.
I won't call the numbers.
They got to call it both ways.
That's going to be, I would think, an ejection.
Yeah, I see one JM player coming out.
We're going to do like TV. We're going to black it out and not show it. We're going to get a crowd shot right about now, Jim. Flags on the field. Unsportsmanlike conduct call, I would think. We got a zebra conference right around the...
look at Chancellor moving backwards. They must have started it, right?
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, it can't be offsetting because the Chancellor Chargers really think it's against them. So they're moving, as the cheerleaders say, way back.
And that was way back from the play.
Push him way
Also,
back.
You see Aiden Ryan made a nice hard closing
Yes,
play.
he did.
Almost picked up the fumble, actually.
He's a player.
I would say he's their best player right now.
Yeah.
You know, he's a playmaker
Yes.
that they definitely need.
A leader.
Yes, a young leader.
And you think about playing defense and offense. Wow.
Taxing. You know, he's got to be in great shape.
Yeah, absolutely.
While we have this timeout and they're discussing, let's briefly hit on what's happening in high school football around the country. You know, a lot of schools are not funding football anymore.
That's right.
Isn't that? I think it's sad.
Yeah, it really is. I think is the safety the concern,
Yeah.
or is it
Concussion.
Probably a lot of that, yeah. And the numbers have been, even at the bigger schools, Patriot High School and Fairfax didn't field a team this year. Now, I believe they're a 6A school, I believe.
Yes.
Wow.
But it's a trend in high school football where from one, and it's an individual decision that affects the team sport, where a lot of parents want to prevent their children from getting the head injuries, the concussions. So thus, if you got a team that normally you field 50 players, and you got 15 or 20 parents that say, I don't want my son to get hit.
That's right.
That grows the program.
Exactly.
Second down and a mile and a half to go for Chancellor with 18 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Ball at midfield, the Yellow Jackets blitzing. That pitch again. Yellow Jackets have got to make some tackles, and they do, down to the 40-yard line.
17 out to the 40-yard line.
That's the end of 3 quarters of play. in this slugfest here at Morgan Stadium. Our score, it's Chancellor 29, James Monroe 22. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium, 29-22. Chancellor out in front. Yellow Jackets, Bob, can change things a bit here with a 3rd and long facing Chancellor, and they could get right back into the football game.
Yeah, they can't assume that Scott's going to run the ball this time. You got to assume that he's got to pass.
So the Yellow Jackets defense has to step up here and deny Chancellor any chance of picking up a first down. You know, we've had a line of celebrities coming into the press box tonight, and it hasn't ended. Well, we saved the best for last, right?
We dancing with the stars.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the voice of Xavier Richardson, who's here in the press box with us, and Xavier shortly will talk with you about anything you want to talk about. 3rd down and long here facing Chancellor. Big 3rd down play. Got a receiver split to the near and far side of the field. Quarterback under center. Turns and hands it off to Scott. Scott unable to muster up any speed in yards as he's pulled down at the JM 36-yard line. Xavier, always a pleasure to see you. We'll keep it very formal because we see each other all the time. But we want to welcome you.
No need to do that, but it is good to be here.
Thank you. And you've enjoyed this exciting football game tonight.
Indeed.
29-22, 11:23 to go.
A lot can happen in that time, too.
Just getting underway here in the 4th quarter. Chancellor going for it on 4th down. Quarterback looking to throw the ball and has a man wide open.
Ouch.
And the Yellow Jackets,
come on, guys,
got to put him down, and they do. Well short of picking up the first down. So the Yellow Jacket will have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. So the defense, with a couple of penalties, major penalties, allowed the Yellow Jackets to play good D and get the ball back.
Yeah, I sure would like to have heard the conversation that went on down here. I mean, that was the biggest penalty I've seen in a long time.
Yes.
Right? They threw one of our players out, so that's a 15 there, but it must have been three 15s on the other
So did they throw out both players? I don't know.
I saw them throw one of us, and
Woolwich. Sorry, Bob.
I'm almost thinking there was 2.
Yeah, okay. Woolwich with the catch and steps out of bounds, stopping the clock with 10:54 to go. Xavier, always good to see you, and
great to be up here.
How things going up at Murray Washington Hospital?
Things are going great, going great things there. Lots of community involvement, and
this guy does everything, Bob. I mean, he's involved in everything. He's on every board in the city of Fredericksburg.
I read that in the paper every other day here.
Well, you know they say an idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Nice run by Zach Davis, getting the first down out to the James Monroe 44-yard line. Xavier, involved in so many things. What do you have coming up?
We have a great concert coming up on Sunday afternoon featuring one of JM's greatest musician alums, Mr. Keller Williams, who graduated about 30 years ago.
Zach Davis had no receivers open, and he threw it out of bounds. That's the maturity, Bob, we were talking about with Zach. He didn't try to force it in there. He threw it out of bounds, and the Yellow Jackets live another day, 2nd and 10.
You know, he wanted to throw it to Woolridge, but he was covered. So you're right, the maturity paid off.
So 2nd and 10 yards, and we'll be right back with you, Xavier. Zach Davis, the quarterback, gets a snap, looking downfield, has a man open with the catch.
Wow.
Yes.
Pro catch.
Number 5, Turner White, coming up with the dart throw from Zach Davis with the first down. They moved the chain on the far side of the field. 1st and 10 for James Monroe at the Chancellor 41-yard line. 10, 20, and counting down here in the 4th quarter. Chancellor up by 29-22 score. Yellow Jackets on the move. Can't afford any mistakes here. Zach Davis gets the snap, looking, rifles a pass with the catch. No, he dropped it. So you got a concert coming up. What's that all about?
Well, it's a concert featuring Keller Williams, who's a renowned musician, songwriter, who combines features of elements of bluegrass, folk, alternative rock, reggae, electronic dance, jazz, funk, and even gospel. And as I said, yes, indeed. And he's a grad of JM, and the concert is going to be at James Monroe on Sunday afternoon from 3:30 to 5.
Coming.
Yes.
And we'll get the time again, a pass, and that's off the fingertips of number 2, Brandon Woolridge. So is that James Monroe this Sunday? Time again?
3:30 to 5 o'clock p.m.
How much?
The tickets are $30, $45, and $70 for VIP, reserved, and then general admission.
And what is this to benefit?
It benefits Arts Live, formerly the Fredericksburg Festival of the Arts, and we provide all types of musical and theatrical performances featuring local, state, and internationally renowned musicians, and so we have a number of different things we do in the community as well.
3rd and 10, facing the Yellow Jackets, and a pass and a catch. Look at this, still on his feet. Aiden Ryan, that should be a flag. Yes, it is.
That'll help because I don't think he was quite at the first down marker.
And he was hit hard out of bounds right in front of the JM bench. And now they're calling for the trainer to come and assist Ryan, who's slow getting up. He's limping. He had those cramps earlier, Bob.
Yeah, he did, and it was amazing to see him come back in and play, and I hope it's not getting worse.
Well, if I'm going to give out a football game ball right now, and it's scored 29-22, Aiden Ryan has to get one.
Most definitely.
So, major penalty against unsportsmanlike conduct call against Chancellor. So, Xavier, I'm going to ask you a personal question here in a minute.
Please, not on the radio.
Yeah, I can't help it, Xavier.
And if you do, I'll ask one of you too.
I can always cut your mic.
I can always cut this program on.
He's behind it, but
This is my friend, Xavier Richardson. Xavier, on a serious note, here's a question. How many boards and organizations
am I on?
Yes.
I really have not stopped to count the number of boards, but I just came back in town from...
With the catch, touchdown. Deshaun Smith with the crossing pattern across the middle. Bob, we'll say a 21-yard touchdown strike from Zach Davis to Smith. And the Yellow Jackets a point away from tying this football game up. And they will go for the tie with the extra point.
I think that's smart because it's still early.
They say if you're at home, it's a situation like this, you go for one. If you're on the road, you go for the win.
Yeah.
So the Yellow Jackets are going for the tie here. You need a perfect snap. Number 22, Parker Hildebrand. There's your snap, the hold, the kick. It is up. It is good.
Hasn't missed the one yet?
Nope. Perfect. On the night, we're tied at 29-9, 11 to go here in this fourth quarter. Xavier Richardson here in the press box. We'll talk more with Zabe coming up after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. It was loud when we went away to that break. It's calmed down, hasn't it?
a bit of it, yes.
And I think I'm calm now. Look at my hands.
All right.
All relative.
We're deadlocked at 29. And a whale of a football game tonight here at Maury Stadium. Yellow Jackets set to kick off as a squib kick, ugly kick. Ball comes out to the Yellow Jackets. Get it a pile up right around the 39-yard line. No indication. Chancellor with the football. That was number 20. Gerard Washington, the freshman, Bob, falling on that loose football.
Yeah, this will be a crucial drive here. If the Jackets can get them three and out, that'd be wonderful.
Xavier, before we went away on that break, it was a question.
Right.
You're so busy. You're so busy, and you're involved in so many things, particularly working with young people. We certainly appreciate that and what you do for our young people. I mean,
Thank you.
This guy, Bob, has a tour every year where he takes a busload of kids, a run up the middle that's Scott on the carry. How many colleges do you guys go to, Bob?
Seven colleges and a number of different cultural activities in North Carolina and Atlanta for 4 days.
Been doing this for how long?
We're coming up on our 30th anniversary of the partnership for academic excellence.
You started when you were 5.
About 5, exactly. Yes, and we've helped about 6,000 kids.
And you have a lot of kids from JM placed in Atlanta and North Carolina.
Exactly, and they're always there to greet us.
And he has this program, Bob. What's the name of
Partnership for Academic Excellence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Second down, and we'll say 7 yards to go for Chancellor. And the Chargers keep it on the ground. A good defensive play. Number 42 in on the stop for the Yellow Jackets, Dana Reynolds coming up with the big stop. And that's a loss of a yard, pushing the ball back. Third down. And we'll say 7.5 yards to go for Chancellor.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes in games like this because I have kids on both sides playing, so that's why I'm jumping all over you to see who number 7
that's
Chancellor was, and now I know who it is.
Yeah. So here we go. Third down, 8 yards to go for Chancellor. Big defensive third down here for James Monroe. And that's a quarterback running that option. Yellow Jackets have got to close, and they do. What a big defensive play. Number 2, Brandon Woolridge coming up with the stop. And that will force Chancellor to punt the ball away.
Yep, that's one of my good boys there, too. Brandon.
Well, you have great players, Xavier, on both sides of the football.
Yes, I think I probably can field a whole NFL team there. Maybe I can retire. What do you think? You can come be my GM?
Yeah.
What we want you to do, though, is if you know a lot of these Chancellor players, they're good, get them over here.
Yes.
I didn't hear that comment.
Fourth down and 6 yards to go. Punting down here for Chancellor. Punter standing at his 30, goes high and gets it down. Pressure on the punter. Gets off a good punt. Yellow Jackets going to let it. It's going to be downed by Chancellor. at the James Monroe 23-yard line. Xavier, anything else you want to discuss or talk about, promote?
No, I just hope everybody can come out and support our activity again. The Keller Williams
When is
concert
that?
on Sunday from 3:30 to 5 o'clock at
Where?
Monroe High School. And it will benefit Arts Live, and it helps to support a lot of initiatives in the community, including programs for young people. We sponsor the Virginia Opera, which is the first time that many young people, especially elementary school students, will have a chance to see opera, and we take it straight to the schools. And we also have something called Young Artist Competition.
We certainly appreciate that, and we encourage crossing pattern. There was contact with the catch out across the 30, 35, 36-yard line.
That is a pro style.
Yes,
Stay with it, catch it.
He refused to go down. Great catch.
Great job, Brad.
Great throw from Zach Davis to number 2, Brandon Woolridge, 6'2", 187 senior. He was determined not only to make that catch, Bob, but he added about 5 additional yards to that.
Yeah. He learned that determination from his mentor. What do you think?
And who might that be? Xavier, Zach on the carry. Out near the 45.
Don't throw it there.
And that's it should have been a flag.
Yeah, it should have been.
But they failed to make the call. Zach hops right up and signals first down. So the Yellow Jackets in a dogfight tonight against Chancellor. You got 2 evenly matched teams, identical records coming into tonight's ball game. 1-3 records, so both teams hungry for a win tonight. And like we talked about it earlier, Bob, it's the matter of who's going to have the ball last.
Yeah, and could this be the last drive?
It could be. 6:06 to go. Zach looking, has a man with the catch. Did he put it away? Yes. No, they're going to say it's incomplete. That contact, you got to give credit to that defender for Chancellor back there, Bob. He had the football, but the contact separated the ball from.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Chancellor's defensive secondary. They've done a nice job tonight.
Deadlocked at 29, 5:57 to go. The Yellow Jackets with a second down and 10 yards to go from the Chancellor 49. Zach pumps, and he throws it into traffic, and it's going to be picked off.
Oh, mercy.
On return, number 8 for Chancellor. That's Trayvon Brown. Brown weaves his way through and finally pulled down inside the JM 25-yard line. It was 3 defenders there, and that's when I know Zach wishes he could take back.
Yeah, and I just got done complimenting the Chancellor secondary, and I'm sorry.
So the interception, momentum swings like this, back and forth, and right now it's on the side of the Chancellor Chargers. So you, even though Xavier, you are a James Monroe High School graduate.
Yes.
But your work has taken you to all of the area schools.
Yes, and actually, as quite as it's kept, all 3 of my children graduated from Chancellor.
Is that right?
Yes.
All right, give me your headsets. I can talk to my brother like this, yes. Because we are members of the greatest fraternity in the world.
Yeah. Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
So, but that's great work, Xavier.
Thank you.
Not just saying that on the air, but I constantly tell you that we need you. And a mix-up in the backfield, and the Yellow Jackets coming up with a big defensive play against Scott.
You know what I see happening here? I think Chancellor's playing for the field goal. But, I mean, they'll take a touchdown, but they seem to be keeping it in the middle of the field.
So, Gain of a yard on that rushing play, setting up a second down and 9 yards to go. You know, I was having problems seeing the down marker, and they cut the lights on the rescue squad, enabled me to see. So a handoff and a run up the middle, down near the 20-yard line. Big defensive stand here by the Yellow Jackets. Chancellor in the driver's seat here with 4 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in this football game. Deadlocked at 29 in a well-played football game tonight here at Monroe Stadium. Here we go, second, 4 yards to go. Chancellor, and that's going to be a run and a first down, streaking up the sideline. Did he get in? No, he stepped out of bounds. Down around the 5-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 4-yard line, first and goal for the Chargers.
First and goal for Chancellor at the James Monroe 5-yard line. Plenty of time left, even if Chancellor scores here. Then we're going to get down to the numbers game, Bob.
Yeah.
Extra point opposed to 2-point conversion. Here we go. Receiver split to the near side of the field. Quarterback under center. Turns. Hands it off. He tip it into the end zone. Touchdown. I don't think, is that?
Touchdown, Chancellor.
Carruthers. Kim Carruthers Jr. We'll say a 5-yard touchdown run. 35-29 outscore. Well, if you're just joining us on Cox Channel 4083 and Verizon 41 and the World Wide Web at regionalwebtv.com, and that's going to be a penalty against the Yellow Jackets. Somebody jumped off sides. They don't do half the distance of goal, do they, Bob?
Yeah,
will they assess the penalty on the kickoff?
Probably, yeah, probably. Of course, their kicking doesn't help to get closer.
Yeah, I think they marked it half the distance.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's a choice, an option? Okay.
So the extra point attempt here, big extra point here by Chancellor. The snap to hold, the kick. It's up, and it is good. Back to that 7-point advantage again by the Chargers. Timeout on the field, 4:16 remaining in this football game. Our score, it's Chancellor 36 and James Monroe 29. We'll be back to talk more with Xavier Richardson coming up after this timeout. Back to Monroe Stadium, 36-29 now score. 4:16 to go. The guy sitting next to me, that's Bob Blackburn. The guy standing between us, Xavier Richardson. And I'm Herman Kay, bringing you this Battlefield District matchup here at Monroe Stadium tonight. Boy, Bob, we've seen a pretty good game.
We have, and okay, James Monroe's obviously got the ball the last time here. I hope your premonition comes true. We get down there, get a 2-point.
This should be it, right?
This should be it, yeah.
Chancellor's set to kick off to just go down to the wire, whether the Yellow Jackets score and do the 2-point conversion attempt. And we could sneak out of here with a 1-point win. End-over-end kick, relatively short on a return. And we got a wall set up. There's a hole. And out across midfield down to the Chancellor 46-yard line. That's the break, the run back we needed.
Yeah, and that'll get them in Chancellor territory and believing in themselves here.
So the Yellow Jackets with excellent, you don't want to score too fast, and leave some time on the clock.
Yeah, that's true too. But I think Zach can go back to his short passes.
36-29 outscored the Yellow Jackets with a 1st and 10 at Chancellor's 45-yard line. Zach Davis looking, and he throws an out pattern, and he's going to be down at the 39-yard line. Boy, he made that guy miss if he just hadn't touched the ground.
Yeah, his knee touched the ground. He kind of knew it, but I give him credit for trying it anyway.
Well, I like this short passing game, and I have to get it all in one swipe here. Just kind of pick at that defense. And that's a 2nd down and 5 facing the Yellow Jackets at the Chancellor 40-yard line. Yellow Jackets and Chancellor coming into tonight's football game. 1-3 record, so a lot on the line here tonight. Here comes the blitz. And Zach gets away. He's going to run it. Turns it upfield. Close to the 1st down marker. He gets away down inside the 30. Fumbles a football. And the Chargers does a ground cause a fumble. Let's see. I think Zach was on the ground. And if so, it will be James Monroe football. But a crucial call here by the referee.
Yeah, they
and a flag comes out.
Oh, I hope it's...
Could be a delay of game because this guy took the ball all the way down to his 20-yard line and refused to get the ball back. Or was it something said out there? So Zach is saying that he was down and it should be a 1st down. The ball came out.
What a run by Zach. That was incredible.
So we have a sidebar by the referees there. They're going to walk away and make a decision, make a call here. It's going to be 1st down Chancellor. My goodness.
Oh, my.
For the 2nd time tonight, the Yellow Jackets have shot themselves in the foot, giving the ball back to Chancellor after moving the football.
Well, let's see.
Never get used to it, do we?
And Chancellor's going to give Scott every handoff.
So. The play, Chancellor did recover. However, unsportsmanlike conduct after the fact, they're going to take it back 1st and 10 for Chancellor.
So that unsportsmanlike conduct call against Chancellor after the fumble recovery, that's going to push him back 15 yards. That's going to push the ball back to about the 12-yard line.
That's why we need instant replay up in this booth. See if that...
Can you help us out, Zay?
Yeah, my iPhone. I can pull out my iPhone and then play it back if you need it.
We'll talk about money, too. We know you got that.
No, it's an iPhone named after me. It's called the Apple X.
1st and 10 for Chancellor. 3:11 remaining in this football game. Chargers up by 7, 36-29. Yellow Jackets have got to get this ball back. Chancellor at that 12-yard line. And that's going to be a run on the outside. 12 yards and a 1st down for Chancellor.
It's got to be disappointing out there.
That's the play. That's Carruthers on the run around the right side. Those are the plays that have killed the Yellow Jackets tonight. They'll pound it inside 3 or 4 runs in a row.
Yeah, and
you're digging in the middle, and then they run around the end.
Yeah, if it needs
that's coaching, though.
Yeah. They use their strength, and that's the offensive line. They're strong.
1st and 10 for Chancellor at their 21-yard line, and that's Scott on the carry. Yellow Jackets taking a timeout with 2:25 to go in this football game. They're trailing by 7. Yellow Jackets could drop to 1-4. They lose to Chancellor tonight. Xavier Richardson here in the press box with us. And Xavier's been talking about the big show coming up Sunday up at James Monroe High School.
Hope everybody come out and hear Keller Williams. It's a chance to be in a much more intimate setting here in his hometown, and he's a good James Monroe graduate. Wherever he is, I know tonight he's rooting for JM.
Is he in the area?
Yes, he's living in the area now.
Okay.
Like I say, he is a JM grad, born and raised here in Fredericksburg.
Heard a lot about this young man.
Yes, phenomenal musician.
So we encourage all of our listeners to tell somebody so that they can go out and support a great cause coming up on Sunday at James Monroe High School. Xavier doesn't get involved in anything that's not worthy, so we strongly encourage all of you to listen to what he's saying tonight and support a great cause. Yellow Jackets, did they get the football back?
They thought they did. I don't think they're going to give it to them.
2:18 to go.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be up here and the high places that you are in and seeing this great game. And
Penthouse.
And the Penthouse, yes.
Xavier, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for stopping by, and take care, and we will continue to support any effort that you want to be a part of, and you're always welcome to come here in the press box.
I appreciate it, and appreciate all that you guys have done for the kids at Fredericksburg as well.
Thank you so much. Xavier Richardson.
All right. Take care.
Our guest tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we got a timeout.
Good to see you again, Xavier. Okay.
All right. Headphones are still hot. We'll give them to Julian.
There you go.
So we'll get a headset on Julian. Boy, we've had a full house tonight.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we do.
Community involvement.
3rd down and 5 yards to go for Chancellor. Big 3rd down defensive play. Yellow Jacket with 2:18 to go. And the Yellow Jackets jump off sides, and that's going to be enough for a Chancellor 1st down. Boy, you need discipline in situations like that.
You do indeed.
That should be enough for a 1st down. Yes.
It's a tough one right there.
Yeah. Real tough. That might do it. If Chancellor can muster any running game here, they should be able to run time off the clock like they haven't had problems like that all night long.
That's true.
Chancellor, and look at this.
Look at this.
Yeah,
and a hard hit.
It's been the Scott and Carruthers show.
Flag coming in. That was thrown about 20 yards.
Yeah, that may be a targeting flag. Or
got him with the helmet. Let's see what the call is here.
Tough hit, as you said.
Yes.
Yeah. Targeting.
Jarring
tackle. Against the Yellow Jackets, going to be another Chancellor 1st down.
Penalty against the Yellow Jackets. 2:11 to go. Chancellor, better looking football team than I thought coming into tonight's game.
Yeah, they've had a lot of ball control with their running game. Yep. They've snuck a few passes in there too. They were a young team last year, took their licks, but they've come out and had some good games so far this year.
Head coach Jeff Glessner for Chancellor.
Yeah, I think he was a long-time assistant to Bob Oliver.
You got to take him down. Slips away. Finally pulled down. Big loss on that running play.
While he was doing all that dancing, it's a shame somebody just didn't punch that ball.
Yeah, you're right. Just like they did to Zach in possession earlier.
Mm-hmm. Minute 30 remaining in this football game. Lights are getting dim here at Morris Stadium for James Monroe's chances of a comeback.
And a great ball game, too.
Yep. Well played. Two evenly matched teams. Chancellor with a slight advantage.
Yeah.
Second down and 20 yards to go. And they keep it on the ground. You got to tackle, take a timeout here.
JM's out of timeout. So
They don't have any.
Yeah.
That's it.
They may get one more play, and that might do it.
Yep. Third down. If they don't make it here, they'll run it.
Yeah.
On fourth down.
Unfortunate for JM, with the turnovers. They've moved the ball when they've had their chances. So it's a tough one tonight, but they got to, pick it up. They got King George on the road next week.
Costly mistakes at critical times for James Monroe.
True.
That could have and should have made a difference. They're going to take a knee here as the clock continues to run. 20 seconds to go. You can hear the cheers from the Chancellor fans across the way. And that's going to do it. The Yellow Jackets are going to drop to 1-4 on the season. Bob, can you believe it? We're halfway through.
Yeah, it's
flying by.
Yeah, it's just we're a strange team. We got our confidence. We're hard to beat, and when they kind of lose it a little bit due to bad breaks, just does really hurt them. So yeah, halfway through the season.
So the Yellow Jackets come up short tonight and pick up another loss here at home. But a well-played James Monroe team. Got off to a slow start, the Yellow Jackets. They're seeing the spot team points in most of these games.
Yeah.
And it's an uphill battle. They exert so much energy trying to get back into the football game. And toward the end of the game, they could be gassed out there when it comes to being on the field a long time defensively. But the Yellow Jackets fall to the Chancellor Chargers by the score of 36-29. We'll be back to wrap it up, put a bow on it right after this timeout. Welcome back. It's the final. Chargers pick up their second win of the season against 3 losses. Yellow Jackets 1-4 in the season as they fall to the Chancellor Chargers by the score of 36-29. Julian, give me some final comments on tonight's game.
A well-played ball game. Like you said, JM seems to be getting in the holes early. They spotted Chancellor 13 points, but came back and went up 14-13, and it was a seesaw battle back and forth. And like you said earlier, Herman K., just turnovers at crucial times when they were moving the ball and had momentum on their side.
So let's switch it over to Bob Blackburn. And Bob, here's Bob Blackburn with the recap of tonight's football game.
Okay, one score in the first quarter, and that was Chancellor at 8:16 on the 30-yard TD run by Scott. The point after was good. They took an early 7-0 lead into the second quarter. They scored again about 3 seconds into the second quarter on a 20-yard TD pass from Edwards. And we never got a receiver on that. I'm sorry. Point after was no good there. That was a 13-0 lead for Chancellor. JM struck back at 10:37 on a Davis to Struthers pass, and the point after was good there for JM. 13-7 Chancellor. JM came back, scored again at 8:25 on a 17-yard TD pass from Davis to Ryan, and took the lead at 14-13. Chancellor, however, came back at 3:06 on a 24-yard field goal by Reed and took a 16-14 lead. And then with 20 seconds left in the second quarter, on a 9-yard TD pass from Edwards to Ramian, and point after no good there. They took a 22-14 lead into halftime. Third quarter, JM came out and scored. on a 68-yard TD pass, and that was a beauty from Davis to Aiden Ryan. And point after was good there for 2. That tied the score at 22-22. However, Chancellor came back at the end of the third quarter, 6-13 on a 1-yard TD run by Scott. Point after was good. They took the 29-22 lead. Never to look back, even though JM scored on a 21-yard TD pass from Davis to Smith. And point after was good there. It was tied at 29, and then Chancellor scored the winning touchdown at 4:16 with a 4-yard TD run by Carruthers, and that made the final score Chancellor 36 and James Monroe 29.
Thank you, Bob Blackburn, for that wrap-up of an exciting game tonight here at Maury Stadium. 36-29, our final score, and the Yellow Jackets kind of mixed emotions about the way they played tonight. Yeah. And if you could put your finger on one thing that really caused havoc for the Yellow Jackets, it was turnovers.
Turnovers, yeah. There's no question about that, and I know they'd love to have those back, but and then really there were some key turnovers by Chancellor too, but didn't quite even out. No.
Yeah, it didn't hurt them as well.
Yeah. So, Julian, next Friday night, and Bob, we travel on the road again down to the Fox Den. That's what you call it.
Been there, done that.
Turf field.
Yeah. And the Yellow Jackets will travel on the road to take on King George Foxes in our version of Friday Night Football next Friday night on the road.
Definitely a Whittemore ball game. King George has struggled this year. They played some good competition, but you got to go on the road, and Jackets need to get that momentum back, and they need a victory.
And the Yellow Jackets, I will always say it, they seem to play better on a fast track on turf because of the speed. So we'll see next Friday night what the Yellow Jackets will have in store for the King George Foxes. So the Yellow Jackets drop one here at home. They're recorded 1-4 on the season, where Chancellor upped their record to 2-3. So we're right in the thick of things in the Battlefield District. Anything can happen. Yellow Jackets get on a roll here and win 2 or 3 in a row and find themselves in the playoff again this year. So, well, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for Bob Blackburn, for Julian Bummer, for Jim Chandler. I'm Herman Kay, saying so long from Maury Stadium. Once again, that final score, Chancellor 36, James Monroe 29. We'll see you next Friday night for more high school football.